got is foreign. Extraordinary, yeah, I feel like Alex Warren does. Please will not be calling me if it is not important. If I don't see no dollar signs there, then I'm ignoring them. Got a couple kids nowadays that I'm supporting. Turning down 100,000, I wasn't bored enough. Yeah, I wasn't bored enough. I'd rather stay at home, just the four of us. Knock, 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 say hello to opportunity. Show them everything that I be doing, think it's doing me. Check, 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 everything I do is to a T. And only other corner hitting hardest in the USC. Oh, Irish in my blood and all that money keep on doubling. I ain't tried to ball cause I ain't really one for fumbling. Made a couple M's, went gold, now I'm loving it. Drive through them all, can't stomach it. One time cause I had to prove it to myself. 2 times doing that for everybody else. 3 times just to put the trophy on the shelf. 4 times just because I couldn't, I ain't doing nothing else. Local legend, but the whip I got is foreign. Extraordinary, yeah, I feel like Alex Warren does. Please will not be calling me if it is not important. If I don't see no dollar signs there, then I'm ignoring them. Got a couple kids nowadays that I'm supporting. Turning down 100,000, I wasn't bored enough. Yeah, I wasn't bored enough. I'd rather stay at home, just now wait, second thought. Maybe take a trip down to Florida. Need to change the weather, Tennessee just wasn't warm enough. Son and everybody, they been eating out the formula. Everybody talking, but at least they ain't ignoring us. Ayy, reservations for 20 at Kosho. Like that iceberg, I'm flipping a boatload. Got incredible friends, yeah, they froze on. Taking hits on the one like I'm Soto. Catalog multiples of double digits. Staring at the number like it's double vision. That's what happens when you trust the vision, but keep it humble for the juxtaposition. I changed my life overnight with a couple decisions. Stay working like there's somebody who's coming to get it. And don't get caught up in the talking in the public opinion. Yeah, at different functions cause I'm functioning different. Ay, 1 time cause I had to prove it to myself. 2 times doing that for everybody else. 3 times just to put the trophy on the shelf. 4 times just because I couldn't, I ain't doing nothing else. Local legend, but the whip I got is foreign. Extraordinary, yeah, I feel like Alex Warren does. Please will not be calling me if it is not important. If I don't see no dollar signs there, then I'm ignoring them. Got a couple kids nowadays that I'm supporting. Turning down 100,000, I wasn't bored enough. Yeah, I wasn't bored enough. I'd rather stay at home with the 4 of us.
What up, Gary? Yo, the Big M is here. What up, Loki? Good to see you, brother. Good to see ya. Welcome in, welcome in. Uptrend in the house. Let's go. Let's go. Well, welcome in. Welcome in, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well, and it is good to be back with you. It's good to be back with you. It is, no, today is not Friday. Today is Thursday. Yes, that's right. Thursday. It is the second day of July, and it's another day for us to be patient, to be disciplined, to keep our main goal the main goal here today, and not be deceived or distracted by all the noise in which the market will throw our way, right? So another day for that. Let's go ahead and pray real quick, and then we'll begin the session, all right? Let's do it. Father God, we thank you for another opportunity just to move through this New York session together as a unit, as a group. We thank you, just like iron sharpens iron, that one man continues to sharpen another here. We thank you for continuing to pour blessings on us, and we just give you the glory in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen, baby. Y'all ready to make each other better? I'm ready to be here for you. How can I serve you today? That might be a question you should probably start to think of, right, as we move through this stream. What do you need help with? How can I serve you? And how can we help you get to the next level? You know, it's very easy to get comfortable, to get used to the stream and just kind of show up and be so stale with it, right? Let's get your questions answered. Let's get you moving forward in your finances, in your trading, in your mindset, your mentality. I'm here to help you. So let's lock in here today. Again, the second day of July, and we're going to get into it. We have some news coming up here at 8:30, which is in 10 minutes, 12 minutes, something like that. So you got 8:30 news coming up. We got NFP here, so it should be a good one. You know, we'll see if we get a lot of volume or what the case is, but you know, the last NFP was pretty good. The ones before that, I wouldn't say so much, but the last one was pretty good. So we'll see if we can kind of keep the momentum up with that. And then we got some unemployment claims coming out as well. And then just some yellow folder stuff around 10 a.m. So 10:30. So we should be good. We'll see what happens with NFP here, and then we'll continue to follow price action as that news gets absorbed into the market. So it looks like they're looking for higher numbers, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see. But anyways, let's get into the technicals here. Let's do a fresh top-down analysis. If you guys can, give the stream a like and sub to the channel, man. Sub to the channel. All right, let me know about the music. I'm going to lower it just a little bit, and then you guys let me know if we're good. Let me know how you're doing today, too. Let me know how you're doing. Grateful to be alive, baby. Me too. Me too. I don't know about some of y'all. Y'all woke up just taking this whole thing for granted today, man. Come on, get pumped up, get excited. You got a great day ahead of you. Look at all the blessings around you. I mean, let's get it. Let's get it. Talk to me real quick on the music, and if the music's good, I think we're good to go. You got NFP today. You're blessed. Yeah, we good? Okay, cool. All right, let's do a fresh top-down analysis, and let's take a look and see what we can come up with here on gold. This is our daily time frame, and just as we talked about yesterday, you've got that candle that popped way up here, right? Almost looked like it was going to close above the range, but ended up shooting right back down, just as we anticipated, by the way, right? We talked about that daily candle really not being able to do much, kind of just sticking around, getting stuck in that range for the most part until today. So we are still in that range. We did reject pretty heavy here. We don't have much of a lower wick on this daily candle either. So we'll see what happens. You know, this daily candle would not surprise me if we hold on one second. There we go. This daily candle would not surprise me if we actually broke the lows, right? Pushed down, broke through these lows, and closed bearish today, right? That would not be a shocker at all. So we'll see. You know, we'll see what happens. We got no lower wick on the candle yet. We're stuck in the range. Gold has been extremely bearish. We got a big rejection off of yesterday's candle, and we might see a break of that low here today. So we'll see about all that. But let's drop down to the 4 hour. Let's see if we can get any technicals that support that idea, right? Because again, if we expect this daily candle to make a lower wick, that means that we expect this daily candle to move down. All right, now if we're going to expect that candle to move down, we likely need some sort of a resistance, right? A bearish candle on the 4 hour indicating that the next candle can move down, right? So let's go ahead and see if that's the case. So there it is, right? So now we do have a bearish 4 hour candle, not the strongest one. We already broke the lows there too, but you know, it is bearish all in all. So that could be the first sign of that daily candle potentially coming down to break the lows here, right? That'll be a perfect move down in that 4 hour support where price can kind of, you know, retest that support level and see if it wants to drive lower there. So, cool. Everyone understand that? So I'm open for buys here. I'm open for sells. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. 1 hour is just chopping around with no surprise, right? NFP coming up here. Let's take a look at this 30-minute. 30 is chopping. This is what you call an NFP consolidating range here. So this is it. You know, stay away until 8:30. There's 8 minutes left. We'll see what happens. You already got a fake out to the top side. Nasty fake out, not just on this candle, but on the next one, right, as it popped up. So you've already got the fake outs going. You've already got a whole bunch of consolidation. I would just, excuse me, personally let this rock, and we'll see where price wants to go as we move through that news here today. So that is pretty much it. This will be a bit of a no trade range for me, anywhere between 81 and 74, especially right now, right before the news drops. No trade range for me. So we'll see how the 30-minute candle closes. We'll see how the next one opens up, and then maybe we can follow its lead and try and get some opportunities here at 8:30, 8:45, and if not that, then we look into the 9 a.m. candles. All right, cool. That's that, man. That's that. Don't try and get too jumpy. Don't try and get too jumpy here, because look at all this. Look at the wicks up, wicks down. It's getting nasty now. It's getting nasty. Here comes the storm. And let's take a look at NQ here real quick as well, so that way we can see what's going on. NQ look like it's already on the move. Let's take a look at the daily. So daily did close bearish yesterday. So we did close bearish on yesterday's candle. We did kind of break the lows early, right, and then start to reject there. So pretty interesting how that's playing out. You got this 4 hour candle starting to move back up pretty heavy here, starting to come into resistance now. 1 hour candles on the loose, 30 as well. So you didn't have much of a closure yet. I guess we're still kind of chopping around. We're not really chopping, we're ranging, trending really, but we're starting to move up into the highs here now. So nice little move out of that zone, price pushing up here. So we'll see what happens, but we are at the top of the range now. So we'll wait for NFP, and then we'll see what happens from here. Cool. Nothing to do yet. Nothing to do yet. I'm actually here a little early. I wanted to enjoy the news with you guys and watch it come out and see where we can go. All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What up, Lucas? What's good? Yo, yo. Oh, the iShow Speed Gang. Let's get it. What up, Angelo? Ascending channel. Yes. Y'all ready for Ascension? Ascension, Ascension, Ascension. Ascension. All right, we'll see how we do here. How'd you guys do in London? Anything? I think let's take a look here. The move played out after Asian, so we called this this move up. I'm not sure if anyone took it. I didn't. I actually just closed the charts after Asian sesh, but yeah, this move filled the wick too, which is what we anticipated happening. You had clean range to the left. We were looking for these buys for a little bit during Asian, but finally gave up on them. Price started moving down after the session. It looks like we did stay above what was it again? Yeah, we did stay above, right? Yeah, we stayed above that zone. I think it was 60 or something, and we pushed up nicely there. Yeah, good stuff. If you guys took that, good work. Good work. Ascended trades, what's good? Yo, what up, Josh? I took an L on sales in London on the 15-minute time frame. What time? Was it like London Open? It was tough, you know. Pre-NFP, you're not getting much movement. Yeah, man, that was nice. Yeah, if any of you guys took that, let me peek over here. Some of you guys got it? Okay, nice, nice. Oh, awesome. Yeah, we talked about it after the live when we were leaving the live stream, that really anything above, I forgot what zone it was. I think it was like around 60, right? Anything closing above that, we're going to remain bullish. And yeah, look at that. You created that 4-hour low and filled the wick. Filled the wick. That 5-minute rule saved us last night. 5-minute rule saved us. All right, we'll see how we do here. 33 minutes left on the 1 hour, but 3 left on the 30 here. What up, Simzy? Yeah, there it is. There's the Asian trade. Nice. He took it? Beautiful. Yeah, good move here. Looks like it took a little while, yeah? An hour, about. Nice. Let's go. Trade took forever. Yeah, it looks like it took forever. Looks so clean on the 30. But I could see it took an hour here. Well, all good. Trades fluctuate, right? Trades fluctuate. London Open. Oh, you took a sell at London Open. This candle here too, huh? Choppy, choppy, choppy. London, a straight chop fest. Look at that. I don't think a real decent move came until probably here. If anyone took that. 515. Yeah, wow, choppy. Expected with NFP coming out in New York sesh. Makes sense. All right, we got a minute here, so we'll see what happens. We wanted these buys too here. We had a buy stop ready to go in Asian sesh right here, but this candle just popped up with no bottom wick. Rejected all the way down, then created the bottom wick. Thank you, Mrs. Slippy. You know, you gotta get used to that stuff as a trader. It's gonna happen. A lot of us think. I remember I used to think that only happened to me. Like that's just how the game goes. You know, it's just how trading is. You gotta be cool with it. All right, here comes the fireworks. We got 45 seconds. Let's see what happens. You got a bank holiday tomorrow too. bank holiday. Yo, what up, Danny Cash? What's good? All right, could we see that daily run down here and just rip through the low? Let's see, let's see. Or are we going to pop up? What's it going to be, gold? We'll keep an eye on gold. You guys can watch NQ. Buy or sell? Yeah. Yeah, definitely one of them. One of them for sure. Here's the move up. All right, do we rip down now? Oh, we froze. Oh. We froze. Yeah. Oh, man. Shout out to the sellers. Call all your homies that were selling. Make sure they're all right. Wow, what a pump. What a pump. I was like 3, 2, 1, freeze. And then the beat just dropped. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Up. NQ up. US 30 up. ES up. Sheesh. Goldie, though, with the biggest move of them all. Wow, that was insane. Bro, that thing like froze and then just opened up 350 pips. Oh, man. Awesome. You got to love a good NFP, gang. Some of you guys are new to trading within like the last year, and you actually haven't even seen this type of stuff. Like, this was every first Friday of the month. Yeah, we're finally starting to get those moves again, which is nice. Yeah, 540. Holy. Who took a buy? Anyone? Crazy. Crazy. Let's take a look at the numbers here. They were expecting a little higher numbers for unemployment claims. This came out pretty good, but this is the big one right here, man. 57,000, way lower than expected. Way lower. They were actually expecting way higher numbers than 114. Oh no, I'm sorry. They were expecting 114. Got 57. Yee, that's insane. You know how they do. Your little fireworks show before the 4th. Just secured your Lambo. What up, Green? Bring NFP back, bro. Finally. It's been a while since we've had a big pump like that. Makes me feel good. What up, C Melly? Bro. What's poppin', C Melly? What up, Rich? Make NFP great again. All right, cool. Well, that 4 hours ripping now. You know, like we said, like the 4 hour was bearish, but not the strongest confirmation there. Daily's got no bottom wick, just filled the wick, but we'll see what happens now. Pretty interesting stuff here. We'll see where price wants to go now. Yeah. How do you overcome the break-even stage? You have to. So if you're break-even, I mean, it's simple. You know how to bring money in. You just don't know how to keep it. So money's coming in. right? The only problem is it's not staying in. So how do we solve that? So we got to go look at our data, right? And we got to go look at all the trades that you've been taking. So clearly you know how to make money, right? So let's just say you brought $1,000 in, right? If you're break even, that means you brought 1,000 in and then you lost 1,000. So you ended at zero, right? Zero, break even. So the question is, where's the 1,000 going? Right? So you brought it in well, but what happened after that? So you got to go look at your data and you got to go look at all your losing trades, right? And you got to ask yourself one question, right? Is that a playbook setup according to my system? Yes? Okay, good loss. Yes? Okay, good loss. No? Okay, that's a bad loss. No? Okay, that's a bad loss. All right, how much money did I lose on these two trades? Okay, I lost 300 each. 300 each, all right? So that's $600 now. So that's $600 that you didn't have to give away, right? So, okay, losing these two is fine, part of the system. But this and this is where you're going wrong. So you should really be up 600, right, in this situation and not at break even. So when you're break even, it's a good sign because you don't need to learn more, right? You already know how to bring the money in. You just have to learn to keep it, and that's by really avoiding unnecessary losses, just stupid trades. You guys know the deal. We all went through it, right? We all go through it. You look at the market, you just want to take a trade, so you do, right? But then you lose those trades, and those are what's killing your P&L, right? That's why I never do that stuff, because it doesn't work. Like, it just doesn't work. I've never had anyone come to me and say, hey, look, I've been taking a ton of unnecessary trades, unnecessary losses, and I'm just balling right now. No, it's never that case, right? So the good news is you already know how to trade. You don't need to learn new technicals. Most traders, they think they got to go learn new technicals, or they got to learn a different system. Maybe that system doesn't work, and it's not that, gang. It's just really examining your data, right? Seeing what is unnecessary and what could be eliminated. And if you go through your trades, you'll notice, okay, you know what, that was a crappy trade, I probably shouldn't have been in that. Or, man, this trade, I was a little impatient here and I probably should have waited. Those are the trades that you got to mark up and say, hey, look, that's a trade I shouldn't have been in, right? So that's money being taken away from you. The market's like, haha, got it back, take that right back from you, right? So you got to control yourself, only execute on edge, right? And then you can live with those losses. Those losses are designed to be there. It's the ones outside of the edge, the losses outside, that is the one taking all the money away from you, and you got to nip that in the bud. Oh yeah, that's what's up. How do you anticipate the news numbers and all that? I don't know. I have no idea. Honestly, I was telling the Asian group yesterday, I don't even know that much about trading. I just know this one way right here, and this is the way that I just make money. I have no idea how to tell anything, really, outside of my own system. Space launch. Space. I trade MT4 and MT5. All right, cool. Very nice. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for letting us know. Had a great June. Awesome, brother. Awesome. Congratulations on that. Yo, what's good, Sam, man? How are you, bro? Most traders, when they're break even, they think that the system don't work, or the strategy don't work, or for some reason they don't know how to work it. So they run to all the wrong places. They run to another strategy, or they run to they just deviate, and you have to just, the answer is not go learn more. The answer is, stop trading as much and taking unnecessary losses so you can keep the profits that you make. I mean, I was early on in my journey, I was famous for literally having 4 green days and then blowing it all on the 5th day, right? Out of a stupid, unnecessary trade that I shouldn't even have been in. So I find it very interesting that a lot of the times I went off tilt, or a lot of the times where I lost way more than I should have, was me getting involved in unnecessary trades, just trying to force an outcome, right? Trying to force something to happen. And because of that, I paid a big price, many times coming up. So I'm scared to do that now, literally. And I'm not afraid to admit it. I am shook, right? To go against what makes me money on a day-to-day basis. So I don't know. I'm just happy and grateful that I made it to this point. And I really hope and pray that you guys make it to that point too, to where you are actually afraid of going against your playbook, afraid of doing something outside of your system and outside of what pays you on the regular. Attachment to money? Yeah, man. Money is, you can't be attached to money. You can't, because if you're always thinking, I want money, I want money, I want money, guess what your reality will always be? You'll always want money, right? You'll always want it and need it. So you got to kind of switch up the thoughts, switch up the perspectives and the mind, and try and approach this game from just a different angle. Just try it. I ask myself, how much do I want to lose on this setup? No, that's good. That's good. You got to size up the trades, it's like, all right, if we're going to take a trade right now and you have 1,000 in your account, like, okay, you can risk 1 to 3% or whatever, but it's also like, sometimes I'll look at trades and I'll be like, all right, cool. Like, how much money do I want to throw on this? Like, it's almost like a game, like a bet, like a sports bet, or just a bet in general, right? It's just a bet with probabilities, so to speak. So I'm thinking, hey, how much money out of this account, right, do I want to risk on that trade? So that's a little bit higher of like experience level. I think normally I do sit around like 5 to 10% risk on my live accounts, but you got to do what's best for you and what's most comfortable for you. Yeah, detach from the money. It's going to be the greatest thing you ever did in trading, and then watch how the money comes to you. Currency, right? Let that flow. Let that flow to you. Wherever you are. Now you wish you were in the Asian buys? You would have held that runner, right? Just arrived. Can we take a sell here? You could. Yeah. I'm sure there's some 1-minute action playing out. Let's go. Making 40,000 this week. W. He wasn't bored enough. Awesome, man. He took a smaller trade. Yeah, I like it. Yup. It's like, hey, I like that 40K. Stay right here. Stay right here. I'll risk 5K out of that. Took the buy in Asian after Asian trade. Okay, great. Yeah, just like we talked about, man. Beautiful move up there. Wow, you hung out this whole time in that buy. That's amazing. That's insane. Could I have done it differently? Nah, man, that was perfect. Literally. I wish I could have pulled that off. Yeah, that's nice, man. That's beautiful. So obviously you got out of your trade, right? Or not got out, but took the bulk of your position and then let the runner go. Yeah, man, that's awesome. Great job. That's got to feel good, huh? That's got to feel good. AJ feeling good. Feeling real good right now. Big M. Everyone in the chat, I'm sure, is so happy for you right now. Yeah, Asian session buys were good, man. They were good. I just got got distracted after the stream, and yeah, I didn't do much, but we called it. You know what I mean? We talked about this move here. We talked about making sure we stay above this level here. I think while we were leaving the stream, price was like ripping down. So yeah, I'll say, hey, you know what? If we keep closing above, with that 4 hour still being bullish, right, and closing bullish, then this is going to be good to go. So you just have to wait a little bit, it looks like, but eventually you got that nice closure above. Beautiful bottom wick, by the way, man. A little sad I missed this one, actually. Yeah, perfect, bro. Perfect. Good trade. Good trade. Really good. That's exactly what we wanted. With the hee-hee. Yee. When I see a trade like that, you gotta get a little hee-hee out of me. So we're looking for it to come down and make a support. Yeah. We definitely need a support here. So that's pretty much what we're looking on now. So the plan here is 15-minute candles. If we can get somewhat of a pullback, right, that would be best. You know, maybe a nice move down here. 1 or 2 bearish candles. If we look left, right, we'll have this level over here that we want to probably pay attention to. Price can do something like I just drew up, like kind of wick down there, test that level, and then create some type of support. So the question is, do we enter the sells, right? That's the big question. But we'll have to wait. You know, if we have the right confirmations, it's a possibility. But I think the better idea is going to be waiting for price to come down a little bit and then just continuing to buy. So yeah. And what the sells I really like would probably be these ones, where if you can come down, tap into that level, and then, you know, more so in the around that 9:30 time, right? Kind of maybe have a bullish candle, but not the greatest one. You know, maybe something pulls back. We don't get the greatest confirmation on the buys, right? So we wait, and if we can get a closure back below here, then I like the sells. You know, that'll kind of be like that second breakout there. There's still going to be clean range to the left and maybe come back into that 15-minute zone. But that'll be big pullback there. So we'll have to see what happens, you know, when we approach this level. If we get the right confirmations way up here, then I think we may have a shot, right, to actually sell, right, coming down. So we'll see. But, you know, you need this high to break and all that for us to participate in something like that. Need something like this. So if we can get that, you know, I'm open for the sells at that point. But other than that, you know, probably just going to wait for the pullback and take a buy. Eek. How to involve emotions in our imagination, how to know that we're involving the emotions. You ever see your wife smile or your child look up and say, "Daddy, Daddy"? You know, those are emotions right there, right? You ever finally like accomplish something that you've always wanted to, and the feeling that you get? So you just tie those emotions in special things, like, you know, the sound of your child's voice, or your family, or, you know, like accomplishing something. So yeah, little things that get you emotional. Right? What makes you emotional? I truly believe you don't know your dream yet unless it's actually gives you a little bit of emotion. What about your mom? What about your dad? What about anyone you love out there that's just in need of help? Imagine helping them. Imagine them actually smiling again in life, and, you know, feeling good again because you went out and just dominating this trading game and was able to make more money in a month than they were making in a year. You know, and now you're able to help them out and take care of them. So you gotta find what rocks you. You know what I mean? It's again, remember Earl Nightingale said, you know, one of the biggest reasons for failure is simply that men don't think. Right? They never think about what gets them emotional. They never think about what makes them tick. So therefore, they never have the backbone, right, to stand up for it. So until you know what you want, you know, you're never gonna go out there and get it. What up, Ayush? What's Gucci? How you feeling? How you feeling? Emotions and repetition, baby. My handicap? There you go. Yeah. I shot a 90 yesterday. 45 on the front, 45 on the back. So I'm getting better. I'm not good, but I'm getting better. Shooting 90, like someone said yesterday, that it's enjoyable golf. You know, it's somewhat enjoyable. You don't have any kids and stuff. You're not married. Well, then, you know, what about getting crystal clear on the vision? And And instead of just seeing it like in a picture in your mind, start to feel, right? Start to ask you questions like, how would I feel if this was already true, right? So don't just imagine yourself getting a payout, right? Imagine yourself being a trader, right? That sits there, that's disciplined, that's calm, right? That's composed, that follows his rules. And I'm sure that you want things in life too, don't you? So wouldn't it be nice to be financially free? What would that feel like? A little emotional, paying off debt, right? Buying something. Maybe you need a car. Maybe you've been walking your whole life. Maybe you need a car, right? Imagine finally being able to buy a car, or buy a newer car, or things like that. So you got to feel the gratitude, feel the excitement for it now, and then watch it make way into your life. You bend the rules during volume. Yeah, it's okay. As long as it's making you money. I mean, who cares? Yeah, as long as it's consistently making you money, keep going. Stephen B. There he is. There he is. All right, we'll see what happens here, man. Let's take a look at that 4-hour real quick. 4-hour came straight up, tapped 54 on the nose there. Wow. Yes, I agree. Feeling is the secret. The secret is feeling it. I mean, every single day, without fail, I journal, right? So I write my life down in this journal. I literally create my tomorrows in this journal. And I write about how life will be and what we'll be doing, and I see the smiles on my family's face. I see you guys coming over and coming to my lake home and building your own dream there and saying, man, wow, and being inspired and coming out and hanging out and bringing your kids and just doing so many amazing things, right? So what would life be like when you reach that level, right? When you're making a nice funded run and getting payouts after payouts, imagine coming over and hanging out with the team and the group and bringing your kids if you have kids. If you don't, just coming by yourself and just build, using that opportunity to build your dream, to get around the winners, to get around the movers and the shakers and the people who are actually, kicking and scratching in the game of life. Most people are just taking what they can get. They've had this program in their entire life that they have just accepted as truth, right? So when you get busy here and you start really taking control of your thoughts, you can start taking control of your life. Audiobooks are great. Whatever works for you. Personally, I feel like there's nothing like a good book, reading from the book, but I do audiobooks a lot as well. Sometimes you don't have time. You ain't got time. The one thing I like about audiobooks, I get to read while I drive. All right, or read while I work out. So I'm all about habit stacking. Anytime you can stack some habits together, great idea. And I don't mean like, never mind. Good habits. Habits that are going to take you closer to your goal. Yeah. There's a Moderna candle right there. Damn. Just passed 150K. Take Profit Trader Challenge. Congratulations. Hey, Nick, I've was here for 2 days. I've been trying to understand your playbook, which it may take time. Definitely will. I caught the buy, though, in Asian, and after a few trades just loving it. Oh, you're welcome, my friend. Yeah, give yourself time to grow, to learn it. It's just like anything, anything new that you're going to start to do, it takes a little bit of time to get the hang of. And, once you get the hang of it, you think you got it, and then you're like, nah, there's still a litbut bit more to learn. But have fun with it, man. And we're here to help you. So, we'll be here to help, and wishing you a bunch of success here on your journey. Have I ever thought about doing my own audiobook? Yeah, I'm actually working on a book. It's going to take some time, but I'm working on a book. It's basically like a make-believe story, but based on true events. And it's kind of going to be about me, but it's not going to be about me, you know? Like, it'll be about a different character, but it'll have, like, you know, events from my life. It'd be good. It's going to be a nice story. Kind of like the 5 a.m. Club. 5 a.m. Club. I want to go that style, like the monk who sold his Ferrari, you know, that type of read, storybook. Possible fade? Yeah, maybe 4-hour tap and target. Yeah, we haven't taken many fades this year. I was thinking about it last night. So, yeah, you never know. We'll see. 15-minute candle is going to close. 30 is going to close here, too. 1 hour is also going to close up shop, so. Does TradeSet have an option to sync the broker? Yeah, we're working on it right now, so that should be done here pretty soon. Yep. Yeah, if you guys have any recommendations, anything that you want to see out of the TradeSet journal, shoot us an email at the TradeSet email, and we'll take a look, and we're open to making this the best journal ever. You know what I mean? So any little ideas that you guys have, send it over, and the team there will take a look at everything and consider it all. Oh, nice, Charles. Okay, I'll have to take a look. Magnus. Clinky, you had a choppy London session there, eh? A lot of consolidation. Best to use on a 50K 1 to 2 contracts. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, 1 to 4 probably. I'd say 1 to 3, 1 to 4. Yeah. Kindly got on which account recommended for the TopOne stuff. Yeah, for sure. I would say, like, if you're like a newer trader, or at least newer to, like, I don't know if you're trading my style or if you have your own style, but like I would say if you're a newer trader and you're not really getting the results, like you're not profitable yet, which is fine, right? I would say go with like the combines, or they call them, what do they call them? Evals. So I would go with those. And just learn, you know what I mean? I think TopOne still has that buy one, get one free deal. I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, that's probably like the best deal in the game. You can get like 2 accounts for like $40. So it's a good opportunity to just learn the platform, learn the rules, right? Especially someone like you just getting new into prop firms. Just kind of learning how they work and all that, I think would be a good idea. If you're like experienced trader and you basically are profitable every month, then I would just, you know, bypass that evaluation stage, and I would spend a little or invest a little bit more money into a instant funded account. So that way you're already in the money. All you got to do is hit a certain profit percentage, and then you can start making money. So just check out the website. You'll see them. There's different type of accounts, but if you're newer, I would definitely go with the evals, you know, just kind of get your feet wet a little bit with prop firms. If you're already a pretty consistently profitable trader, then I'd go with the instant account, the instant funded account, and then start trading that one. Yeah, and then just look up the rules. You got to hit a certain percentage to take a payout, and yeah, it's pretty good. You know, I love funded accounts. I mean, I'm trading a funded account here. I do have a live account too, but I still enjoy trading on funded accounts and getting payouts and all that. It's good ROI. You know, like for $100, $250. I mean, you can easily secure, when you know what you're doing, a couple $1,000s in payouts. And like I posted on my Instagram story, I think we said it last night in Asian, you know, you could be losing. Like this happened to me. And all of a sudden you go on one funded run that just changes your entire life. I'm telling you, and you never look back. Like we talked about that last night in Asian, where I was making no money. I think I had $400 maybe left in my bank account. I didn't have a job. My wife didn't have a job. My wife was pregnant. I had like $380, and I was just going and going. That was even like borrowed money, I think. And then I hit my big break, you know, and I secured like a $12,000 payout. And then a month and a half later, I secured an $8,500 payout, right? And then it just kept on rolling from there. So you just gotta trust your process. You just never know. For me, it was 3 years of not making any money at all. Like making money, but not enough to withdraw it or take the payouts or anything like that. So, and then boom, 1 month, everything just turned around. So you gotta trust your process. You know what I mean? That's the thing about success. It takes a little while to get there. So the weak quit, right? It takes long enough for the weak to quit, and you know, short enough for the one who really wants it to actually, you know, get their hands on it. So funded accounts. Profitable and live, but want to try the prop firms. Yeah, I wouldn't take the instant first then. I would just, hey, spend $40, get yourself 2 accounts, learn the platforms, learn the rules, right, without kind of like having too much risk on the table, and then just go from there. Yeah, and then once you're ready, take an instant funded account. All right, cool. So we got some targets being tapped. 4-hour tap target, 1-hour tap target. I'm not doing anything until this 1-hour candle has a lower wick. 30 minutes going to probably come down here for a lower wick. The 15 closed bearish, but you got to be careful here, man. You know, everything's very bullish, right? Again, with that 1 hour and 30 having no lower wick, this candle can easily just drop down, make that lower wick, and then just continue popping up, right? And obviously that's going to break those 30 lows, right, in order to make that candle, and then you just don't want to be caught in this today. So if you're going to take sells, I mean, take them, but I'm going to wait for better confirmations. Otherwise, I'm just going to wait for support and take another buy. What do I think about the 1-hour closure? Yeah, I think it's a strong candle. We could continue moving up. There's a lot of bullish momentum, but we could also move down here too. So first off, we want to see a 1-hour low, right? And then a move back up. And then maybe if we re-break that 1-hour low, then that's going to be our opportunity. But yeah, we don't want to do anything just here, just yet. Or I don't. You know, you guys do whatever you like. Whatever you like. That's how it goes. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yup, that window of opportunity was closing. It was closing, man. And yeah, it just happened to be steadfast. I mean, hey, look. I mean, the word says it. The law says it, right? I mean, don't grow weary in well-doing, for in due season you shall reap the harvest. Right? Now, for me, I had to not grow weary for over 10 years, right? 3 years in trading, but, you know, probably another 7 years in just entrepreneur endeavors in general. You know what I mean? Like, trading wasn't the first thing I tried, right? To be wealthy and to buy my life back. I tried many things in the past, and it was a decade of just failure for me. But was it really? Right? Because if I didn't fail, would I really be here right now? Right? So I personally don't think so. Right? If I didn't go through all the failure then, I mean, I probably would have just had a nice job and, you know, lived an okay life and just a normal person, right? But, you know, I was willing to go through that failure. And, you know, when you're willing to go through that failure and do what other people aren't willing to do, eventually you're going to be able to live life like other people aren't able to live. And that's just how the game goes. So just most people just aren't willing to go through the tough times, you know, long enough to get to where that, you know, horizon starts to open up. When I say I want to wait for support, yeah, 15 minute, because what that'll do is that'll give the 1-hour candle a low. You know, if we can get a 15-minute support down here, we give the 1-hour candle a low, and then you know, we buy back up. Yeah. You can have whatever you like. Yeah. The pressure was on. The pressure was on. Absolutely. And I noticed that a lot of times in life, we'll do more for the people we love than we'll actually do for ourselves. You know? So when that pressure was on and that, you know, back was against the wall, I wasn't really thinking too much about me at that point, right? I was thinking about my wife. I was thinking about our child that we were going to have. And I'm like, man, if I don't get my act together now, right? Because we all know, you know, whatever you do now, you're going to reap later, right? So it's like, if I don't start taking good trades and being disciplined and really treating this thing like it should be, then it's not going to be pretty. And I didn't want to, you know, blow their future because I couldn't make grown man decisions, if that makes sense. Men, you dig? You dig? Grown man decisions. Yeah, that one point. Yeah, you guys know what happened. I went and I actually went to take a test to get my CDL license because it wasn't looking good. I'm telling you, it just wasn't looking good. It was like it was looking like I just wasn't gonna be able to, you know, like keep myself under control. So I had to go eventually, like with that money, you know, like only having a couple extra dollars left. I actually went to the DMV. I went to go take my driver's CDL license to see if I can maybe just get a job driving a truck, you know. Makes me emotional sometimes just thinking about it, because that's how a thin thread like that, you know, life could be so much different. NQ sells. Let's take a look. 4 hour bullish, 1 hour still bullish. I mean, yeah, they're available, but just like gold, you know, you might want to see a bullish candle first before you take the sell, you know, a nice little support form just in case price wants to go up. So if you see that support form and then price doesn't go up and it actually closes back below, then likely this is going to be the higher probability sell, right, on the breakout below that range. And then yeah, that's probably that's what I'm looking for on gold and NQ in terms of the sells at the moment. Goldie, maybe celery play. You never know. We'll see. 20% consistency rule. Yeah, I think it's fine. Look, you live in this house, you're going to follow my rules, right? You want to use the prop firm's money, you got to follow their rules. You know, that's how it is sometimes. You know, when you were a teenager, you're like, I want to stay out past 10. They're like, no, when you live in your house, you can make those rules. But, you know, in my house, this is how it goes, you know, and that's how the prop firms act too, you know. It's like, this is my house. I'm letting you leverage my capital, even though they're not. And these are the rules, you know, so you got to follow them. So I find it pretty easy to make money on 20%. I mean, if you got a 50K account, you can make $600 a day. I don't really know too many people making $600 a day, so. All right, so maybe a celery play here. Definitely no sells from me just off this resistance at all, but maybe celery on the next 9:15 candle in about 5-6 minutes. And if not that, then we see how the 30-minute closes, and then we'll go from there. And that'll run us right into 9:30. Yeah, man. Was I manifesting in that moment? Of course. Yeah. Yeah, if you ask John should be here pretty soon, but when I had no money, I showed him the same notebook I just showed you guys. Right? I've been doing this since 2019, every day, almost every day. I'm not gonna lie, I've definitely missed some days over the years, but not a lot. Right? This is every single day. So this is where I create my entire life. It's in these journals. I now have like 12 of these journals stacked up from 2019, and if I go and I open one from 2019, you will see my past now in that notebook about how I was shooting to make $10,000 a month and get myself a nice apartment in Wesley Chapel and all this crazy stuff, right? You will see that in that notebook. And now if you read my notebook now, right, you won't see what is written there yet, but my goodness, wait till you see it. Wait till you see it. Yeah. A good way to journal. I mean, the way I always journal, I mean, it's different ways of journaling and stuff, but I'm talking about like really goal setting. I like to, and like gratitude, I like to just start my journal, 5 things I'm grateful for that day. And then my burning desire, right? I am so happy and grateful now that, right? And I say it as if it's already happened. I'm just grateful for it happening, right? It's not in my reality yet. So I write my burning desire goal here, and then I write a whole paragraph on what that is going to feel like and what that is going to be like. And man, it feels so good to do this and so good to do that, right? And just actually live that life for a moment. And then from there, I go into, I have a guided meditation that I've been doing since 2019 as well. And in there, I start to actually really go into my mind and live that life. And yeah, it's a little crazy, but I've been able to create my future, right? Literally been able to create my future. And sometimes, you know, the law of delusion, the law of detachment, sometimes it's so good in the mind, right? It's so good in the mind that I don't even care if it happens in the reality. I don't even care because it's perfect in the mind. You can create anything in the mind, right? It's when it comes to reality, it's not even as good as it was in the mind, because now you got this beautiful dock, but you could get a splinter, right? In the dream, in the mind, right? You don't get those split. Everything's perfect. So you got to realize, like, once you can get crystal clear on exactly what it is that you want, right? Then you can go into the mind and go ahead and create that, right? And then eventually whatever's created in the mind will come into your reality, because the reality is simply a mirror, right, to what's going on the inside. So if I look at your life, I can tell a lot about what's going on in your mind based off of what your life looks like, you know? So change your thoughts, change your life. And thank God I learned this. You know, one of the greatest lessons I ever learned was the mind is likened to a garden, and every thought, word, and decision are seeds, right, that are planted into that garden. And whatever you plant will grow. So if you plant seeds of depression, that's what you'll get. If you plant seeds of optimism, that's what you get. If you plant seeds of failure, that's what you'll get. If you plant seeds of success, then you'll likely reap that, right? So very, very important topic. Most people don't think about it, especially in the trading world. No one's talking about this. They're all talking about money, blah, 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 all about money. It's all about money, but you're going to make money and lose it, right? Because you don't have that part unlocked yet. You're not the person who can handle it yet. That's why a lot of you guys have made money but weren't able to keep it. You're not able to sustain it because you're not that person yet, right, on the inside. Can you tell us a little bit about something of the journal? Yeah, I mean, just simple stuff like that, you know. Yeah, I mean, here's one. I'm so happy and grateful to be Nick Stewart. Have you ever said that to you? Hey, I'm so happy and grateful to be Richard Liz. You ever said that? Yeah? Let's do it, man, right? So happy and grateful to be Nick Stewart. It feels so amazing to live the life of my dreams with my amazing family, and it's such a great feeling to be impacting people from all over the world. It feels great to travel, see, feel, and enjoy so many new experiences. Life is so good now as an 8-figure trader and as an 8-figure entrepreneur. I love building the best version of myself while helping others around me do the same. I'm so grateful for freedom. It feels so good watching other people grow. Like that, just a little bit, right? So what will life be like in that moment, you know? And that's just one about my feelings. Sometimes I talk about, man, it feels so good to be here and to do this and to drive this, and you know, it's okay to get materialistic a little bit too, right? Whoever told you that's not good is probably doesn't have anything, you know, worth talking about, right? So it's okay to be a little materialistic and tie some of those visions into your dream. I'm so happy and grateful, baby. You know, only great things happen to me. And even when it doesn't look great, it turns out to be great. I just got to give it time. I just got to let the lesson rise to the top. So if you could start viewing life that way, right? They better get out your way. Yeah, write them down on paper. Yep. Yeah, it's good to write on paper too. Yeah, get off the digital world. Get on some paper. The best thing that ever happened to me was me and my wife for many years. We didn't have that much money, so we were just two kids, working jobs and stuff. So we agreed like early on as we were building our future and trying new businesses that we would invest into our businesses, invest into ourselves and our future. And it was okay not to get each other Christmas gifts. And, we had laid all those things down, right? Laid the rules down. So no one was upset or hurt or anything like that, but we always agreed to obviously get a little something for each other. And, one year my wife got me a bunch of black and white notebooks just like this for, I think it was like 5 of them for like $1. And that was the best Christmas gift I ever got, because that's where I started creating the future. That's where I started creating the life that you see me live today, was in those notebooks, right? During those tough times where I'm just visualizing the future. So yeah, go get yourself a black and white notebook. It's like $1, right? And you can start creating your life too. Let's get it. I had one of my elite guys. He goes, man, I'm in a rut. I'm struggling. I can't seem to find a way out. I go, I could tell. Look at what you're saying, right? Look at what you're saying. So I had to teach him how to fix his vocabulary, how to fix his thoughts, how to fix his perception a little bit on what's happening to him in life right now, because everyone goes through those tough times and those tough moments, especially if you're going to go up and be successful, right? You're going to have to go through challenging times, but it's about how you handle them, right? And a lot of that has to do with your perception and, what you say when you talk to yourself. All right, we'll see here. We got no buys yet, no sells yet. If we can get a closure below the range here, that's going to lead us right into 930. And I think if we can get that closure at 930, then this looking pretty good actually, something like this. Clean close below. And then we could look to take these sells here coming down. Let's say we don't get what we want there. So let's just say this candle here moves down, right? But moves down into some of these levels that we're looking at here, interested in. What is it? It's 41.15, right? So if we move too close to 41.15, then at that point I would just sit tight and wait for the buys, right? At that point, so we'll see. Who's signing me out of Zoom here? Yeah. Oh man, whoops. There we go. Who's signing me out of Zoom? All right, I think that's good. Yo, what up, Pablo? Good morning, brother. Good morning, good morning. All right, what is this? Let's get that out of there. She said, what'd you get for me this year, honey? Here's your black and white notebooks. I said, me! You got me, baby. Come on. We both got our favorite gifts that year. It was fantastic. I told the kids, I said, yo, I got the best gift for you. I got such a good surprise coming for you guys. They were like, really? They got them all excited. They said, what's the gift? I said, me. I'm the gift. Oh, it was so funny. What would we have done, right? What we have done, we have these 4 awesome kids, 5, 4, 2, and 6, 7 months now, So it's like, I just can't even imagine, just having a job and not getting to be around them all day and not being able to raise them and, instill the morals and the principles that I believe in, right? That me and my wife believe in versus, putting them in the school system or through daycare. Not that there's anything wrong with that. And look, if I didn't do this, I would have had to do that. So it is what it is, but I chose, right? We chose this life early on, and we were willing to do basically whatever it took to get it. As long as it didn't go against our morals and our beliefs, then we were willing to go after it. I would have been still on the call center, yeah. I've been working a call center job or something right now. Holy. Call center is actually pretty good if you're gonna try and become a trader. Just don't let your boss walk in. That second monitor, he's like, what's that? Don't tell me you're trying that day trading thing. I tried that back in '86. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. All right, let's do it. Hey, yo, Green. Chill. What up, Arthur? What's goody? What's good? Drive the scooter? Yeah, you know, like, I love all that, but just be committed. You know, if you're gonna, like, imagine if me and my wife, we sold our cars, we sold off things, and we just weren't truly committed, right? We would have done that for no reason. So before you do that, just make sure you're committed, right? Make sure it's like, this is the, like, for me, I thought this is the only way I could live. It wasn't even the way I wanted to live. Like, I was like, this is the only way I could live. You know, my dream early on was very simple. I just wanted enough money to live life on my own terms. Like, it didn't even have to be a lot. If $5,000 a month would have done it, right? Or did do it, actually. And that was cool with me, right? So all I wanted for me was 6 Saturdays and a Sunday, right? For the rest of my life, to be able to do what I want, when I want, where I want, with who I want, for as long as I want, because I had time and money working for me. So a lot of people have a lot of money, but they got no time to enjoy it. And I know these people, right? And I wouldn't even really consider them successful, right? But then there's the other end of that, where you have people who have all the time in the world, but no money, right? Which I also know a lot of people like that too. So you see how one is not good with the other, right? True freedom from what I believe is having time and money, right? To be able to work, live on your own terms, work on your own terms, and just enjoy life. I think it was designed to be. So that was my dream, you know what I mean? And then obviously didn't need that much money back then. 4, 5, 6,000 a month just would have been perfect for me. So find your number. You know, what's your number? I think if most people had an extra 5 G's rolling in every month, they'd be doing really good. You know, they'd be able to pay off some debt. They'd be able to, you know, get themselves out of certain situations and start to get back on solid ground. Johnny Gems, there he is. Shall we bring the boys up, chat? You guys had enough of me? Enough yapping? Johnny Gems, how are you, buddy?
What's up, brother? I'm amazing. Blessed and highly favored.
What's up, man?
How you
Great for
doing?
beer. How you guys doing?
Great,
what up, Magnus?
You?
What's up, YouTube? What's up, Clubhouse?
Amazing.
Rafi in the building.
Yo.
What up, chat?
Yo, good morning.
Good to
How
see
we
you, Nick. Good
feeling?
to see you, John.
Brothers.
What's up,
Good
Rafi?
to see y'all.
What's up, brothers?
Great
Nice
to
to
see
see
you
brothers?
guys.
What up,
Happy
brothers?
Thursday.
Yo.
How we doing, Clubhouse?
How y'all
Amazing to
feeling
see you.
today?
Honestly, I would not want to see anyone else. Really.
Hey.
Yo, anyone's
back,
feeling
bro.
just a bit over exceptionally phenomenal?
Yeah, I am.
Hey.
Yeah,
A
same.
lot of bit. Not just a bit, but a lot of bit.
Bro, a lot over.
A whole lot. A
Hell
whole
yeah,
lot.
Bro, I
Whole
can't even
lot.
find the word for that.
Bro, I'm bullish right now.
We bullish.
Hey.
All right. What up? Oh, Rafi on the top today, baby. Top bunk.
Let's get
Yo,
it.
yo.
You never know.
Lead
You
us,
never
lead us
know
with
where you're
that
going to
mind,
be.
bro.
Johnny Gems
Let me
with the
get
fresh
here on
cut.
YouTube.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you
Lead
very
us
much.
with that mind in the first spot.
Mhm. I hope to see you guys in New York. We're going to be meeting up in New York in about 2.5 weeks. Can't wait to see Johnny Gems and the rest of the squad.
Facts. Can't wait to see everyone. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, it is. How did I deal with the jealous uncles and stuff? I looked at their life and I said I'd never trade places with that guy. I don't care what he says. Whatever he says, when he said, man, you're not going to make any money, I considered that a compliment when he said that. I said, perfect, right? Because my mentor taught me early on that, Nick, as you move through your journey here, you're gonna experience violent opposition from mediocre minds, is what he said, right? And I knew that my uncle was a very mediocre guy, right? And I'm gonna say that to you guys too. You're gonna tell people about your trading. You're gonna tell some people about your dreams. By the way, I would try and keep that on the low. And you know what they're gonna do? You're gonna face violent opposition from them. They can tell you, people like us don't do that, or don't try that. I knew someone who did it, or I tried it back in the 80s, or blah, 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 right? They're called naysayers. So I was prepared for them, you know? And I looked at my uncle's life, and I said, do I want to take advice from that guy? And I quickly said, no, I don't, right? So I knew whatever he was saying, it didn't matter, because I was learning from someone who was in life where I wanted to be, So it's so easy, gang. The scripture says just examine the fruit. Just be a good fruit inspector, right? Like, okay, well, do you have what I want in life? No? Okay, then why would I listen to you there, right? So, yeah, it was pretty simple game for me. But not for most, Most people get all caught up in that stuff. My uncle doesn't like my business. Okay, what are you going to do? Quit? Right? So, you just got to be willing to, take the naysayers. It's part of the game.
I will listen to what Nick originally say, like, don't even tell anyone, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like,
keep your privacy.
Yeah, what do they say now? Like.
Yep.
Whenever they ask you, oh man, what are you doing, man? I see you doing this and doing that. Don't worry about it.
Yep. Honestly, keep your life private.
Yeah.
Think about it like if I had a piece of gum in a wrapper, right, and I put it on the floor, like ants can't get to it if the wrapper's on. But if I take the wrapper off, then ants are gonna eat at it.
All
right.
over
So
it.
you start being not private. And then people start eating at some things in your life, eating at things that you do and all that stuff.
One of the biggest things that you can do to people is, I would say force them to think.
Yeah, no, I mean, like,
just let them wonder. Like, oh, I wonder. Yeah, let them think. Keep them busy for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, the only reason I'm a little bit different. I guess I got a little bit of an exception just because I'm naturally, I like teaching, I like educating, I like impacting people. So I'm a little bit different where my journey is a little bit more public. But for the majority of you guys, like if I wasn't live streaming, I really wouldn't tell anyone about trading. I would just keep it on the low and do my thing, right? But because I've chose to go public with this, it's a little bit different for me. But for most of you guys, man, I wouldn't even tell anyone. I'd just say, hey, yeah, I'm doing, job, my job, it's going great. Yeah, going great. How's your job? Just get the topic all for you. Yeah, doing good.
Real,
yeah, great.
That's always get the topic
that's the key
off
right
you.
there, man.
Work's going
you gotta
good.
Be
How
in
about
control.
you? How's the wife and kids?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
When you're in control of the convo, you pretty much can dictate how it goes.
Yeah.
Literally, bro. Just get the topic off of you.
Yep.
Change that topic right away.
And then now you got to force your results because they're like, you making any money yet? You making any money yet? Did you make any money? Oh, you didn't make any money? Then don't talk to me about it. It's like, oh, okay. You making money at your job yet, dude? I don't think so. You still driving that beat up? No, I'm just kidding. But for real though, it's like, yo, you rich yet? I'm like, no, are you? Right? Like, it's crazy how people will try and get at you. Like I was working a full-time job and then I was building a business on the side and they were asking me if I was rich yet. And you know what I'd say back to them? No, I'm not. Are you? Are you rich yet? You've been dedicating 50 hours a week to that stupid job. You rich yet? And they just shut up from there. It's like, you just give it right back to them and they got nothing to say. It's like, hey, uncle, you've been working for 50 years. Oh, well, money's not everything. How do you know? You don't even have any, right? So it's like you really got to challenge people sometimes on when they try and challenge you, and try and down your dream, smack them with a little bit of reality, right? The reality is some of the toughest hits to take. You didn't even have to do anything physically. Mr. V, he would hit you with some wild stuff. You think about it on the car ride home. You're like, wait, what did he say? Wait, hold on. Wait, what? He'll give you the reality of stuff. So, yeah, man, that's what I would say. I used to love getting it. You rich yet? I'm like, nah, are you? You've been working that job way longer than I've been doing this business.
Facts though.
Then they start stuttering. It's like, yeah.
Hit him back with that.
Next topic, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're going to get a closure here in about a minute. So we really want to see this candle close below the range. It'll be 9:30. It would be awesome if we can get this pack runner here. Like that would make my day here. If we can get a move up, break that high, give that candle a top wick, and then come crashing down, that's going to be perfect. That'll be more of like a higher size trade. If we don't get the pack, then we still need a good top wick. Nice 30-minute resistance forming here too. And then I'm going to probably look to go break even, maybe close some partials at 41.15. and then see if we can get it to run down into like 96 here. 96. Yeah, actually, I'm sorry, like more like, yeah, I think I'll probably be taking full TP somewhere around like 4,100, not 96.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. Because we are still bullish, and you know this could literally just be the pullback, right, for price to maybe continue back up later. So
You're still gonna go B at that first level, or you gonna hold for
right here? Yeah, I think
41. Oh, okay. I wish we had a little more range though.
Yeah, no. Let's see what we can get here. There's still plenty of range. It's just we don't have to go break even there, but I think it would be pretty wise.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if we can get a decent top wick here. A 15-minute pack would be amazing. I don't know if we'll get that, but something back up towards like 41.30, and we kind of like tap into that white line, and then I like it. I like it a lot. Comment section? Yeah, that comment section goes wild. We've been able to watch a YouTube comment section for about 3.5 years now, and it never seems to amaze me. Are you rich yet? No, are you? Don't think so, buddy. Okay, that should be good enough for me. So I'm gonna have a sell stop. If we can grab the pack on that other candle, that would be awesome. If not, I still like this to continue moving down. We got a big rejection, followed up by another rejection, bearish 30-minute closure, range to sell here like on the closure below. And if we can pop up and break that high here, that would be great.
We might get that pack though, honestly. We'll see.
Pack would be awesome, but I don't need it here, but I would like it, but I don't need it.
Where'd you keep in stops?
My stop
44
back above 44.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's 200 something pips.
Yeah, right? I saw the same. I was like, damn.
Sheesh. Yeah, probably.
I got mine
more
up 200 pips.
Back above like 40, yeah, 41.40. Yeah, that's gonna be a lot.
What'd you say, Joe?
Saying I got mine up like 200 pips.
Yeah, same here. Up around like 210 to 200-ish.
Holy.
Could get, honestly, we could get that drop here. That 4-hour time frame, bro. That thing tapped target daily no bottom
Literally
too, right?
perfectly.
Or
Not for sure.
Yeah, daily no bond.
You got and you got the range 2 cells. Anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
oh yeah, true. Yeah, that's right.
Range 2 cells, 30 resistance, 4 hour,
Bro,
1
you can't.
hour, all tapping target, 30 tapping target. I mean, we could still move up here. Like, it could be a rally day too, you know, where we could just keep driving up. I mean, I'm not, you know, putting price past that or anything, but that's why I'll have a stop loss, right? So, yeah, but everything else lines up pretty good. 15
But I mean, we could move up any day. We take a sell. So
yeah,
we'll see.
At
Looks
the
good
end of
here.
the day, the probabilities are higher than lower that we go down.
yeah,
Absolutely.
We can get this
Yeah.
pack.
That's all that matters.
Ooh, wait.
Bro, that'd be money.
Yeah, the packet is gonna be it.
We could also
Wow,
keep
that's
stops
gonna-
there now too.
Yeah,
if
right.
you want
Yeah, it should not break that high again.
What's a range 2? A range 2 is an idea where, let's say the 4 hour, the higher time frame candle, in our case, like the 4 hour is bullish, but it also has tap to target if you look at it, right? So while that candle's still bullish, we don't really want to take the first sign of a sell, which would be, in this case, right here, right, off of that resistance. We don't really want to take the sell off that candle. We'd rather see a support form, kind of like it did, and then the following candle close below, just so we can kind of put a little bit more probability in our favor, right, going against this bullish 4 hour candle here. So now that we got that, what we're talking about here is a pack runner too. So what we're talking about is this candle moving up to make a wick. See how this guy has no top wick on it? To make a wick for that candle and then start to drive down and break the lows. And being that it's a high volume time, there's clean traffic to the left. 4 hours is tapped into target. So is the 1 hour and the 30 and all that. This is where we could anticipate if we break the lows, right? Only if we break the lows, then we can probably start pushing ourselves down there. So that's kind of the idea here. Other than that, we're going against a bullish, again, a bullish 4 hour candle, bullish 1 hour candle, and they could just turn around kind of like we talked about with that bottom wick being formed and then keep pushing up there. So, but I do believe if we break the 1 hour low now, 30-minute low now, and all that, we should be good to go. 15-minute grab the pack. I also wouldn't even mind if this 15 closed below too, like rejected, closed below, and then the sell stops get hit then.
Yeah, that'd be real good, yeah.
I like that.
If that next 15 could close below there.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be actually.
That would be real nice, yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
I like
but,
the
you
idea
know,
of
it's,
volume pushing.
Yeah, but look,
Yeah,
I mean,
same.
we're crazy bullish, right? It's a wild day. It's NFP. I mean, anything can happen here. So we can just remain bullish too. So whatever, you know, make sure you're okay with losing and okay with the loss that you could potentially take and all that good stuff. Disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
This involves risk.
This is usually the way we'll take the counter trend idea too, is waiting for that, not taking it off of this guy right here, but waiting for this guy and then breaking the lows.
Yeah.
9:30. 15 celery would be great, yeah. Probabilities are bigger than small.
Got that 30 pack too now.
Yeah, literally. Praying on your down. Yeah, that's true.
Goldie.
Yep.
Do it.
Yeah, really, when you step out of the box and go do incredible things, those people are trying to pull you down simply because they weren't willing to do it. You know what I mean? And you moving up exposes them staying down a lot of times. You know, so that's where a lot of times that friction happens, right? And you're like, why are you doing this to me? Why are you making fun of me? Like, why? You know, it's like you don't realize that that's actually the case. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna actually probably delete this and wait for this candle to close here.
You
Yeah,
read my mind.
I can't have these stops anyway, so
Same.
yeah, the only way we sell or keep the selling bias is if this candle closes below the range after a big rejection. If not, yeah, if not, we'll have to look into other opportunities here, but no buys for sure at all. I mean, unless you're buying off this extremely overextended 1 hour, no buys here for me at the moment.
Super choppy to the upside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we delete real quick, and then we'll wait for
All
this
good.
candle to close.
Just another closure below.
Yeah. Another thing too, you know, like you can reject, stay in the range, and then have that following candle also come back down, right, and close below too. So it doesn't have to be this candle, right, or the next one. It could be the following one after that. All right, give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back, right, guys?
Sounds good, bro.
Third.
Cool.
Yeah, you got that resistance right there, bro.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, stops are too big now. I agree with Nick, like on the buys, like a lot of resistance, like you said, Rafi, to the
Bro,
left.
like
Yeah,
come on,
that's
fall resistance
At that
too,
point, it's
and
not
all
a resistance, bro. It's a whole cave.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's
The
like if you
roadblock.
look at it, it's just like, dude,
It's like a
you
wall.
need you're gonna need a missile for that.
Seriously. Need that volume break through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sells, we got way more clean range for the sells, so I like that. Everything's
You guys
tap at
take
targets.
anything last night in Asia?
Yeah, I took a buy in Asian session.
Early
Yeah.
Asia?
8
Yeah,
p.m. Asian
30
open.
minute? The 30
Yes, sir.
minute?
Yep,
Yeah,
30 minutes.
let's get it.
Yeah, let's go.
get it.
You took that one too? Let's go.
Yeah,
I
I was tied up with Rami
Nice, dude.
and yeah, he was just, you know, doing his thing and I was looking, and the 15 kind of looked kind of funky, but I was eyeing the 30 and I was like, bro, if this thing breaks the high, I think it's gonna fly.
Facts, bro. Yeah, that
And
range confirmation.
Yeah,
Yo.
like wow, it was like 2 minute trade or something.
Yeah, yeah. I think I was in it a
Something
little
like
bit longer, but it did get a good quick push up at some at some point.
Yeah, I
great
got
trade.
everything. I just, you know, put the phone away. I'm like, all right, let's do daddy duties now.
Love you, man. Yeah, I agreed. I base it all off the 30-minute 2, the 30-minute 1 hour, and the 4 hour. You know.
Yeah, that
The 4 hour
was
was
great.
great. Going against the 4 hour, but we had the range on the 30-minute, and the 1 hour was aligned with it, so it was beautiful. I thought.
The fact that the 15 broke, came heavy down, and then broke back up, and he gave us that, you know, breakout on 30.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful.
And on the 30 minute, that was just the bottom wick and then the rebreak of the high, you know, on
Yeah.
the 30 minute. So it made so much sense.
You got 100 pips on that? 100
Yeah.
stop loss? Yeah.
100 pips stop loss, yep.
Sweet.
And I think I got like 50, like 70 pips out of it. So 70, 80 pips out of the TP. So yeah, great
Sick.
trade. Yep. A lot of other people too took that in the chat. So good work.
Nice, let's go, Clubhouse.
Yep. Yeah, States trade. Yep. Lil Romy got to be in that one too with you. That's what's up.
Bro,
He's gonna get used to those charts.
with him on my arms, I'm 4 for 4.
Oh, bro, that's good.
So I'm gonna have to bring in it.
Yeah, that means he's stopping you from any stupid choices, right? Aside from the plan, like.
I'll show you a video. I'll send it to you. That I have. I was like, yeah, you're gonna. I'm recording everything. So whenever he's like 6 or 7, I'm like, look, been doing this since you were a little guy.
Little one.
So get to work.
Facts, bro. That's a good thing to do. Document that journey, really.
Yeah. Well, yesterday I couldn't because I was on my phone and I have him on the other arm. Couldn't record anything, but.
That could be a good thing too, though, because most times people really mess up their trade plan, you know, just by getting involved with it. Like all you got to do is let the candle close or let it go to TP or stop loss, and you, for whatever reason, you know, got in the way of that, right? Or at least amateur traders would. So it's like, you know, when you're in that trade, all you got to do is let the plan play out. You don't have to do anything else, right? Once you're in the trade, your job's done, right? You shouldn't even have your hands on the computer until the candle closes. Like, let the thing have to do what it's do, right? Probabilities just play out however they got to do.
Yeah, and this is something that we talk about, you know. You got to be convinced and 100% confident that your decision, listen what I'm saying, your decision is the right one. Because the market is going to do whatever it's going to do. You don't really know what's going to happen, but if your decision is a good decision based out of what you've seen, your data, your plan, your strategy, then it's just up to probabilities at that point, right? And like what we're just talking about right now, you know, like I saw a lot of reasons why price action should move up. Was it a guaranteed? No, but I was willing to take the risk. It was a calculated risk, as I would say. So, I mean, you just, at that point, you are happy and content with your decision. And that's it. You just made a decision. That's all you gotta do. So like, if you can do that, bro, like you just pull the trigger. The bull is gonna do its thing, right? And then that's it. Like I wasn't willing to. I put my TP, whatever, and I had my phone right there, and I was like, just let it do its thing. Obviously, you'll manage at some point. But yeah, I wasn't getting greedy or letting it go or anything. I mean, there's a lot of volume. Sometimes you feel like, oh, there's volume. I'm gonna let it run a little more, and the thing just, you know, reverses and tanks. So, like we talked in the webinar, pick your zones, get paid, throw the phone away, come back later.
Go play some
Do it
golf.
again.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I learned that.
Exactly.
For real. I learned that from winning traders too. Like they're really, really good at dialing in on the things they can control, and they're really, really good at not really caring much about the things they can't control, and they let those stuff take care of themselves while they take care of the things they're supposed to control, you know. And I think that's exactly what you're talking about too. And I think more traders have to do that to be good.
One of the things that you know, it's like people don't think about that, but it's common sense, right? Because this game is all about making decisions, and that's something that it's a muscle we need to get better at. Are we making the best decisions? Are we doing the right things here, right? Because we get caught up on the passing the challenge and I have 2 days till the renewal payout, and it's just like you're not focusing on what matters here. If you make good decisions day in, day out, more likely you're gonna get a good result, a good feedback, I would say.
Yes, sir. And like we talk about all the time, like there's a job to do here, right, Chad? It's like the job is following your trading rules, right? You need to establish your trading rules and understand them and, you know them. But once you have them, you need to follow them every day like it's your job. And again, if you don't follow your rules, right, you're not doing your job. And what happens when you don't do a job? right? Like what happens if you go to a business, get a job, and then don't do it? Like they're gonna fire you, right?
Fired.
So it's gonna be tough to have this job, right? If you're not gonna do it, which is following your rules. If you can't be disciplined to your rules, you're gonna unfortunately not be a good trader and not go along with this, right?
Yep, this won't be for you, and that's okay.
Yes, sir. But yeah, we took that in Asian London session. There was nothing though. Magnus, we had a good patient discipline session. We avoided a loss in London, so.
Bro, yeah, we avoided the loss too. And I would have really loved those buys though, but that thing just filled the whole range. No way, absolutely no way to get in.
That was after London, those buys you were looking at?
In session and after session, the thing I drew out.
Yeah. After one, yeah, too.
That candle we waited for, the onion, but it kind of filled the whole range.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
avoided
very
that loss in
green there.
Asian too. We actually
Yeah, we
avoided
did.
2 losses there.
Yeah, really.
Yes, sir. The patience pays.
Yeah, be serious about it. Yup. I mean, sheesh. John, you've seen. I mean, look at the difference it's made in our lives. Like the people around us, and it's just pretty cool.
Bro, I was talking to another. I was talking to a friend of mine that he's here in the clubhouse, and we were just talking last night. And last night I went on a drive, and I was talking to my brother, and I don't know how the conversation happened, but he was telling me that he got promoted, that he's the boss of this thing, and I just wanted to know. And I asked him, like, how much are you getting paid here? Yeah, we work, 10 to 12 hours, it depends. And I was doing the math, and it's like, bro, he makes, okay, let's say $350 a day for 12 to 10 hours. I made double that in 3 minutes with my baby on my arms, sipping on the orange juice. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, if you think about that, you know what I mean? Like, and that's just one account. When you have, multiple accounts and you have other things, now you're making probably 10 times of what my brother is doing for 10 to 12 hours working overnight. It's a thing. Like, whenever you put that into perspective, it's are you gonna quit? Do you really want to quit?
Yeah, it's like, what are you gonna
Yeah,
quit?
it's hard to quit on that, especially once you've seen it, you just can't unsee it again. It's like,
Yeah, bro. It's just like there's no plan B. There's no options. There's nothing. If there is something you should be, is like, I was talking to Raja when we met in Bali. He told me, find something that will feed your baby. You're not gonna let your baby die. Just keep feeding your baby. Your baby's gonna grow eventually, but you gotta keep your baby eating. That's trading. You need to find something that is gonna feed your baby. Trading. Don't get too crazy. Don't try to be thinking things too much too early. Feed the baby. Feed the baby. Focus on that. The baby's gonna grow. When he grows, then you go from there. I will never forget that.
Yes, sir.
Go on, bro.
I mean, look, if hard work led to success, there'd be a lot of very wealthy people, wouldn't there? But there isn't.
Oh, yeah.
So that should tell you one of the biggest lies we were ever taught. Like, does it take hard work to be successful? Absolutely. Yeah, I agree there. But is hard work alone going to get you successful? Well, if it did, then when I was on the golf course yesterday, the landscapers would have been making more than me, right? Yet I can probably bet that they aren't, right? And that's not me better than them. It's just I'm using a better skill than they are. I'm using a skill that's gonna allow me to use my time more efficiently, right? Make money more efficiently. So it's really not just hard work that leads to success. It's smart work, right? At the end of the day, and understanding skills that you can leverage, right, to kind of create that time freedom for yourself. So that was one of the biggest lies, man. And you know what? It was all introduced back in like our grandparents' age, where the Great Depression happened, and you know what? Back then, hard work probably did lead to success, right? Because they were trying to feed their family, and but the world don't work that way anymore, So the world works a totally different way. We have something called the internet now, yeah, and we can actually use that and leverage that to our advantage. So, it's not just hard work. It's really developing the right skills, right, that are going to be able to pay you in a short period of time.
yeah, man.
Yo, the maintenance crew on the golf course, they work extremely hard.
Must be multi-millionaires then.
I mean, look, my dad worked every single day. He would leave the house sometimes at the latest the latest 4 in the morning, right? Most days were like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning to go drive into a truck. And, you know, he worked hard, right? But, you know, at the same time, like, he wasn't well off financially, right? He died with a couple grand in his bank account. So, you know, if hard work led to it, he should have had millions in there from all that hard work, but it's just not the truth, you know, and that's how they work you to death, basically. They just work you and work you and work you as if there's something at the other end of it, and it's really not. You're just still paying your bills, still in debt, still, you know, trying to get above water, and it's crazy. It's crazy. It's definitely an ingredient. Yeah, you definitely need to work hard, right? But there's more to it than just that.
Really got to play your game, play your cards smart here in this game of life. Really do.
Yeah, you gotta work hard. I mean, I guess it's what do you want to work on? You know, like what you choose your hard, because, you know, being told what to do and when to show up and all that, that's hard. You know, but also being able to handle losses and sometimes feel under pressure is also hard. It's not easy. So, you know, which kind of hard you want to be dealing with.
Choose
Yeah,
your hard.
exactly.
Real, man.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah, man. Got to be committed.
Which is
to
good.
what they're, you know?
It's good because whenever you start seeing the fruits from this game, it is hard, but once you start seeing the fruit, every time you spend any dime that you get acquired with this game, it feels so good. It feels different. I don't know, Nick, if you agree with that, but it's like when you work for your money, you know, yeah, you got paid or whatever. But when you do it this way, bro,
like, how good did that feel? What do we have? 40 people there? I mean, I had the honor and privilege to pay for 45 individuals at one of the top of the line steakhouses in the city. Like, just people that I genuinely care for, who I've spent a lot of time with one-on-one, who I've worked with. I know their life situations, right? I've mentored them one-on-one. So to be able, like that one night where we just mobbed out to the steakhouse 40 deep, and to just be able to pay for that without even thinking about it, right? Without even caring, no stress, no even thought of it. It's just an amazing feeling. And to be able to do that with, you know, payout money or withdrawal money, it's awesome, man. It really is. And I want that for everyone here.
Bro, and we were on a VIP secluded room.
Yeah,
it's like the whole crew.
Yeah,
Not
bro.
like we were at the restaurant and, you know, a couple tables out there. No, like we had literally a whole room for the crew, bro. Like that's
we shut it down.
That's all.
MLB vibes
Basically,
right there.
everywhere we go, people are like, "Who are they?" You know, because we roll deep
literally.
everywhere we go. We get the best spots. We get, you know, the people go, "Man, you know, we turn some heads." They go, "Man, who are those guys? You know, who are they?" Right? It's nice to be that, like, and it's cool because through trading we formed a bit of a band of a brotherhood. You know, where it's like we go to battle for each other. Really, you know, we've been together now through ups and downs and all different situations in life and trading and stuff like that, and you really get to develop those relationships. So to be able to break bread and hang out and chill, I mean, and then to be the guy to cover it all, right? And just trying to find everyone, just trying to like make everyone's time the best it could be. It's epic, bro. It's epic.
It was epic, bro. Epic time right there.
Oh, yeah.
More to come. More to come. It didn't
we
stop
just got
there
started.
either. You know, then we get the Airbnbs and we get the food, and, you know, it's so cool to be able to treat your people and hang out and just have a good time, man. And that happens with my family all the time, and it's nice to be able to do that for the people you love. So it's worth, right, getting in and going through some of the things that you have to go through in order to become a consistently profitable trader. But I'll tell you, the 3 years leading up to it were not easy. Those were definitely extremely tough, extremely hard. Almost quit, you know. But I always thought to myself, what am I going to quit to? Yeah, the nightmare. So I was very motivated by the nightmare. If anyone knows me, if you know me from when I was even a young kid, I just always had a problem with going to work and working for someone else and having a job and being bossed around. It just wasn't me. You know what I mean? So from a very young age, I chose, you know, that I was going to do something different with my life. And yeah, you know, you can choose that too. You can choose that too.
Fair, brother.
And then
Hell yeah, man.
look what happened. Now I get to be a leader, an example. My younger brother, John, Joe, right? I got friends looking up to me now. I got friends that because I left them and said, all right, guys, you guys are lazy bums. I'm out of here. I'm not staying with you, but, you know, you can catch me later because I'm gone. And that was probably the best thing I could have done for them. Instead of saying, no, come on, man, you can do it. Come on, come with me. Imagine I waited for them, right, in order to go after my dreams. But now because I went forward before them, now they're looking at me and saying, hey, you know what? If he could do it, I could do it. And now you got, I don't know, I probably have 15 to 20 friends that, you know, knew me back when I was a younger kid who are now starting to learn how to trade, start to plug into these live streams, and really starting to get a grasp on their life a little bit, you know. So it's cool, you know, because you have that opportunity to be that example as well for your people.
If you're new to trading too, like if you're new to trading as well and just hopped on the stream, like, do not try to get rich quick with this, right? You got to give yourself time to play out. You got to be a long-term thinker in this game because we play the game of probabilities, and probabilities need time to play out. And on top of that, right, you need to develop yourself as a trader, which is going to take a little time to play out, right? Think about like high earning jobs out there, right? People go learn these jobs in school, and it takes multiple years, right? 5+ years, even over 8 years to have these jobs, right? I mean, these people are long-term thinkers, and trading is no different, right? You should be committed in that manner to learning for multiple years. I mean, I'm not saying you're going to take that long, but you should have that, you know, dedicate commitment to that long-term game, you know, and
what if it did? You're going to quit? I remember thinking to Anna, I said, hey, you know what, honey? Even if it doesn't happen, what a blessing. What a blessing it is just to go after it. You know, like there was a time where it got so like we were grinding for so many years. And I just looked at her and I said, I want you to know whether or not we get this done or not, I love you, and I'm so pumped to be here. It's been such a great time just developing grit, developing personally, and developing spiritually, and, you know, just running this race together. It's been an absolute blessing, and I can care less on whether or not we become successful at this point. I'm just having fun being in the hunt and just going after it, you know. So, and then eventually it did happen, right? But again, you have to kind of come in with somewhat of delusion and detachment before that really starts to happen. And that was me just saying, hey, if it's to be, it'll be, you know. And I'm just gonna keep doing what I need to do. I'm not gonna worry about the seed, right? The seed knows what it needs to do, right? But as the farmer, I just got to keep doing what I need to do, which is get that seed sunlight, make sure it's got water, make sure it's got a good fertile ground, right? Make sure the environment stays good for growth. And I know if I did that, then eventually it would happen. And it did. You know what I mean? And it did. And we just gave it time. You know, we gave it time, we gave it effort, and it happened. And it's still happening.
Just like we planted the seed and they produce fruit. No different.
Yep. Just like the farmer needs to wait patiently for his crop, man. He can't force it, right? As much as he wants that fruit tomorrow, he knows he cannot force that tree to grow, right? He can only take care of the conditions and the environment of that garden, right? And then the seed will go down and do what it needs to do on its own. So the seed is a lot smarter than us, believe it or not. We're the ones that are always digging up our seed. Like, imagine planting your seed and then trying to check on it, like dig it back up, check on it. You growing, right? Don't worry about it. It's growing, right? And that's that spirit within you, right? It's like the flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. You got to trust that spirit is continuing to grow, even when it doesn't look like it. Because like we always talk about, those roots, Magnus draws it a lot better than me these days. But, you know, when that farmer plants that seed, right, and it starts going down, right, it's before it goes up, it has to go down and build that root structure, doesn't it? Right? So guess what? Guess who doesn't see the root structure? The farmer. But what does he do? He trusts that if he keeps the environment good, right, then that seed will have the ability to build its root structure so strong that once it does go up, it never falls down, right? All the winds and all the storms may come in, but this tree, because it's got such a deep root structure and foundation, right, that tree will be able to last whatever comes its way because of what happened down here, right? Now, the farmer didn't know that. The farmer only thinks these are the results, doesn't he? But he would be sadly mistaken if he didn't know what was going on down here. And the farmer does know what's going on down there, right? And that's why he trusts that. And you are the farmer. You are the farmer, right? this is your mind, right? This is your life, and all these seeds are your thoughts, and they'll have that time to grow and, you know, become, and that's your vision. And, you know, again, would you rather make $1 million and then lose it all, right? Instantly, or would you rather grind for a couple years, develop the skills, the principles, the things that it takes to be successful, and then maybe it takes a couple years to make $1 million, but you know what? Once it's coming in, it never stops, right? Because that foundation that you built is so strong, right? Because you gave it that opportunity to grow without going down there and checking on it, you know, digging it all up. Hey, you guys growing down there? You working? Right? Like, farmer doesn't do that, so neither should you. Neither should you. And again, this is the point. This is the break-even stage. This is the stage where, you know, you're not profitable yet. This is the stage where you're still losing money. The stage where it doesn't look like anything's happening on the surface, right? But little do you know, there's just something about life. There's just something about the game and the progress and the process that a lot of times, there's a lot of unnoticed growth going on that you can't see. You can only feel it, and then again, as that first little tree pops up, you go, okay, cool. Yeah, here it comes, right? And you got that first little sign of something happening, and then all of a sudden that tree grows, that plant grows into a big tree, and you're able to pick from it for the rest of your life. Not only you, but your kids, right? And your wife, and then your people, right? Can come along and, somehow, some way you can be an example to them and help them, kind of live a better life too. And if you ever studied the Chinese bamboo tree, that tree grows 3 feet a day. 3 feet a day. So if you were to do this, right, I think it takes 3 years or something, 5 years to even come out and say, hey, I'm here. Hi, guys. Right? 5 years. So would you be willing to be that farmer and just literally start working this ground right here with no result for 5 years? But then all of a sudden, first day it pops, it's 3 feet. Right? And then the next day it's 6 feet. Right? And then the next feed is like 9, and all of a sudden you got this massive tree that 3 weeks ago there was no sign of any growth. And that's how it happens. And that was me. How it was 3 years of nothing, and then a payout comes in for $12,000. Boom. Hello.
Wow.
Another one comes in, $8,500. Following month and a half, about a month and a half after. Hi, how you doing? Right? And then here comes this tree. And here comes this tree, and it's growing, and it does not grow this high without growing this far down first. So if you're in those dark years, and by the way, what's happening down here? It's dark, it's wet, it's muddy, it's nasty.
There's red
It's just like when you build the foundation to a building, right? You ever go by a construction site and they're building the foundation? Oh my God, it's mayhem down there. It's chaos. The bomb, the dust flying everywhere, dirt flying everywhere, mud, right? Building a foundation in general is not always easy. It's typically hard work. It's muddy. It's dirty. It's not many people want to participate. But what happens when that building goes up, right? If that foundation isn't put together properly, right? When that building goes up, it might tip down. But if that foundation is in play, and you took the work to get dirty down there, right? Then eventually, when that building goes up, it's going to stay up. So that's you in your life. That's you in your life. That was me right there. Still is. Still nowhere really near where I want to be. So
now that's the process.
Just getting started,
baby.
There's levels, man. There's levels to every game, not just this game. Every game. And to climb those levels, it takes a very special asset.
Yep.
Time.
The only one you got, by the way. There's no other asset.
Yeah. Very valuable. Don't waste it. Invest it.
Yeah. Faith, baby. Mustard seed. Yep. I know you probably get asked this question a lot, but how would you suggest I get started learning how to trade? I would just show up here. If you like what we're talking about and you like our style and, the things that we are mentioning, I would come here. We're here almost every day. I mean, this month I might not be here every day as much because I'm doing some traveling, but we also have the Clubhouse. If you're a newer trader, I would recommend you get in the Clubhouse. Make this journey a little bit easier on you, right? Invest into yourself. Come into a community that is just like-minded individuals who are learning and growing, and you'll be able to do the same, right, as you catch on. But I would just say, plug in here, right? If you can't make the Clubhouse, plug in here every day, ask good questions, buy yourself like a really cheap funded account. Really cheap. Don't even try and think about making money right now. Just start to learn a system, you know, and we have a good system here. If this one resonates with you, then start to tie into that system, start to learn about it, how we go about trading, and then you know, just take your time on a very cheap funded account. Don't invest too much money on the front end. Like I wouldn't go, if I was brand new, you know, and put $1,000 into a live account. I wouldn't go spend $300 on a funded account. I would just buy a cheap funded account for like 40, 50 bucks maybe. And then I just start to take, you know, some trades. I start to learn, listen. If you have more money, you join the Clubhouse for $180. You get the whole course. You get all the webinars. You get all the live streams, the live stream replays. So all that will kind of speed up the process for you. But at the same time, there's no rush, you know, and you got to take your time. Again, just like we talked about that process up here, you really can't rush that, you know. So you just got to go through that, learn, take your time in the beginning. Don't try and see any massive results. And just work, you know, just work the process. Earn it. Earn it. 5 years of struggle. Yeah. One thing me and Anna would talk about too, we'd be in this, we had a lot of time to talk actually. Like we would go to these conventions, right? These weekend seminars where it was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday thing. And like, you know, you'd have some awesome speakers on stage. But before that, you know, before the doors open, you had this line, and this line just, I mean, like mad people here, right? So, you know, we had a lot of time to talk and stuff. And, you know, I remember one day we were on this line and I just said, hey, you know, the fact that we're building something that could bring us financial freedom is amazing. And, you know, I'm willing to put in the work every day, because even if it took us, even if we didn't become free till we were 40, right? And at that time we were in our early 20s, and I said, you know what, even if it took us to be 40 to become financially independent, we could look back at 70 and think, man, we've been free for the last 30 years of our life. We've been able to do what we want, when we want, with who we want, for as long as we want, 6 Saturdays and a Sunday, right? And just enjoy life. So even if it took till you were like 40, 50 years old, it would still have been worth it, right? Now, me and my wife both have not had jobs since we were 29 years old now. 29, you know, so yeah, we were planning for 40, but look what happened, you know, because we were detached, you know, we ended up walking away from our full-time jobs before we were 30, you know, and being able to live life on our own terms now through our own skills and assets and things like that. So, you know, it's even if it takes a while, it still will be worth it when you look back in the later part of your life and say, man, I've been free. I haven't had a boss for the last 4 decades, right? Imagine looking your wife and your husband in the eyes, you know, later in life, saying stuff like that, just watching your kids, your grandkids play, and be like, so happy we made those decisions early on. All right.
Sorry.
Price action. So we got a 4-hour closure. We got some news coming up. 4-hour might create a lower wick here. We might actually push down. We're still at that target. We kind of closed up near the target too, right? So we'll have to see what happens. 1 hour is extremely overextended, 30-minute overextended as well, and then the 15, you've got this range here. So I wouldn't touch this because, you know, this could be, you know, 4-hour bottom wick just to shoot up. So I still like my sells back below the range here, and then buys are looking phenomenal above 56 here today. So if we look above 56, what do we notice? Clean range, right? Nice clean range to move up. So if we can get a closure above there, I think that would be great, especially with that 4-hour being bullish. Something like this would be awesome. We create a 4-hour lower wick here, close back above, right? Something like this, and now we got bullish 4-hour candle, bullish daily candle, and we can start taking those buys in that range. If not, if we end up getting closures back below support, I think the sells will work themselves out, and hopefully we don't just consolidate now, right, after that big push up. But we'll see. We'll be here for it. Counter trend trade, should you wait for a range 2? Yeah, you should wait for like what I mentioned earlier. Yeah, so don't take it here. Don't even take the celery here, right? Wait for that closure right there, and then I'd go for it.
The plan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I had a homie that was donating plasma. He said, yo, I don't know what I'm doing, man. He was donating bread, yo, just to get you out. Hey, some of y'all never been broke enough, you know? I remember, what's his name? He would say, you never been broke enough. You never sent the water bill to the electric guy and the electric bill to the water guy. You know, back in the day, they would mail you the letter back and say, hey, you know, you sent it to the wrong place. And there was Mr. V said, you know, that would buy me just enough time, a couple days or so to bring up the rest of the money, right, to pay the bill. So, you know, you get very creative when you're broke. You really do. You guys know my story. I used to have to take toilet paper from some of the bathrooms like at the gym. Yo, so not proud of it, man enough to say it. Yeah, I used to have to take toilet paper from the gym and bring it home. Yeah,
Smart man, man.
yeah. I couldn't be buying bulks of toilet paper at that time. I didn't even have money for the rent. Never mind the toilet paper.
That guitar though. It always hits, bro.
We made it
Always
happen, though. We made it happen. Chinese bamboo tree just arrived. Hey, level up. Don't even worry about it, brother. Send us an email. We'll get it all fixed up for you. Don't even stress it. Don't even stress it. Yeah, there you go. I like that. That's a good picture right there. Yeah.
Putting water on the ketchup so it lasts a little longer when it's below half.
Put a little water in there, it'd be alright. My dad would do that all the time.
So funny, man.
He said, "I do it right now, my job." Yo, take it from your job, bro. He's like, give me the damn toilet paper. Trying to talk about where were you? Why were you 1 minute late? Give me the toilet paper. Yo, nah, bro. He said I came up off plasma, bro. I'm not denying it. I believe it. I did that, no shame. All right, let's see what we're going to do here. What are we going to do? Will we reject the 4-hour highs or will we just continue moving bullish today? That's the question. 4-hour making a low now, so we'll see what happens. You know, we rejected it, but we came straight back up here, so you might have a little rally going on today.
Yeah, bro. You looking for buys here?
Yeah, I'll take the buys on the closure back up. That look good.
Yep.
That'll be a daily breaking the highs again too. 4-hour also breaking highs.
They're still bullish.
Yeah, bro.
Still,
honestly, we might be rallying here.
yeah, still pretty bullish. Pretty bullish. But I will take the sells if we could probably get a closure back below the support here. But other than that, this area could be all like, you know, for that 4-hour bottom wick to just.
Yeah. Wait.
Gotta wait on it.
For the counter trend trade, can you take an inverted celery? So you could, you know, it just depends on how things kind of form up, right? So let's say you wanted to take a counter trend trade below 25 here, right? So let's say kind of price did something like this. We don't want to take that trade, but sometimes what will happen is you'll get this opportunity where price will, you know, maybe close bearish, but it'll close like an inverted celery. So that sometimes will work, right, as a range too, especially if you got these big rejections to the top side. A lot of times if this is a 30-minute time frame, basically that was a 15-minute candle that went up and then another one that closed down, right? So a lot of times you have a new resistance there on the 15. It just looks like that on the 30, just a wick, and then that next candle, right, you can start looking to trade on the break of the lows. If I didn't want to do a funded account, how much should I put in a live account just to start? I mean, you know, $500. just to start.
Um,
If you're actually like pretty good at trading already, you know, I'd probably put like more, but just to start, I'd say put a couple $100 in, you know, get to know the platform a little bit, you know, get good at trading, and then eventually you can start to, you know, put more money in. But I would say whatever you're comfortable risking, right? And whatever you're comfortable with not having anymore is really what I should say. Because, you know, 500 could be something totally different to one person than it is for another. So I would just say, hey, if 500 is a number where you're like, I can just use that money to study, I don't need it, I just, you know, can throw it into the market to just start getting my feet wet and learning different things that, you know, maybe like this system implies or whatever, then I don't think, you know, that's a bad idea. But just make sure you don't need the money and that you would be okay if you lost it.
Yeah, I think something good to do too with your live account, you know, as you're just becoming better, you know, obviously the newer you are, the less you should risk. But like as you start to get good and, you know, you start increasing your size or whatnot, like I think you should use a job or just some sort of income to fund that live account too, right? To keep funding that account, because, you know, if you could put a couple hundred to 1,000 in there each month, you know, over a course of 2 or 5 years, you know, and you trading well, doing the right things, I mean, that thing's gonna grow, you know, and eventually it could be a big enough account to replace your job or something.
Yep. Who knows their number? Anyone have an actual number?
That's the key, Nick.
That you can say, hey, if I can make this pretty consistently, eventually I'll be able to walk away from my job. If you can know that number, you should write that number everywhere. Like, you don't realize, you can't see here, but I have my goal in front of me, I have my goal to the left of me, and I have my goal to the right of me, and my goal is behind me, right? And it's on me, in my wallet. You see my goals everywhere, you know, and yours should be too, because every time I turn ahead or look this way, even though I don't consciously look at it and read it every time, subconsciously, right? Subconsciously, I see it, and it becomes more real and real and real and real, because the mind doesn't know what's true or false. The mind just understands whatever you give it. So if you keep telling yourself, you know, I'm so happy and grateful now that I make $10,000 a month through payouts, right? And do that over and over and over and have it written down, have it here, have it there, have it everywhere. You know, your mind is going to go find ways to help you get some payouts. And I'm sure the mind is so good, right? Just like the seed is so good at what it does that it will actually probably produce you a 10K payout if you can align your thinking with it well enough. Most people, the only reason that they don't accomplish their goals is not because they don't work hard enough. It's just they're not aligned with them. So you want to align yourself with your goals, and, you know, seeing it a lot, right? And speaking it a lot is definitely a part of that process. 6K, let's go. 10K, 10K.
Everyone has their number.
Everyone's got their number. Everyone's going to be different.
Exactly. The number is not what, the number exactly isn't what matters. What matters is the number allows you to live free.
Yep.
And do whatever you want to do.
Exactly.
Live free on your own terms, like Nick says.
Like in the beginning, mine was just 4 or 5K. That was it. You know, because again, we didn't have many bills, we didn't have many expenses, didn't have that much debt or any of that, right? So I just needed 4,000 or 5,000, and I knew that was attainable. So, you know, if I were you, I wouldn't make I love dreaming big. You know, I'm all about dreaming big, but you also gotta, you know, really make things achievable and believable, right? So in the beginning, like, yeah, you know, I was hoping to maybe make. I mean, what did I make last month? $75,000. I mean, mind blowing, right? Dream come true. But if I would have been writing that one down, gang, I probably would have still been writing that one down. I didn't, though. I tracked all the way back, traced all the way back, and to say, hey, 5,000, right? If I could just start there, if I could just start with 5,000, I could start to make a run from there. And that's what I did. And my mind caught it and believed it. And then, you know, I didn't really need that much. So start small, right? And work your way up. Don't try and throw yourself into, you know, these high income brackets right away. Then typically that's going to be you forcing results and trying to get stuff, and it usually doesn't work. It usually doesn't work that way. 75K. Yeah, that was off my live account. Yeah, man. Yeah, gang. I mean, not to brag, but I've been making multiple six figures every month through my businesses, through my education business, through my trading, through my investments. I mean, it's, and to think that I started at 5K, right? John, you remember the notebooks that had 5K in them, right? And it's just insane.
Yeah,
it's just absolutely incredible. So, but guess what? I developed skills, right, that I was able to use to create those businesses or to create the opportunities for me, right? So, you know, all I did was skill up, and, you know, you can skill up too. Anyone can skill up. So I just chose to do that in the right areas, and, you know, it helped me out in my life. So skills, remember, it's not just trading your hours for dollars or, you know, making a bunch of money. It's about having skills, right, that really go towards accomplishing the dreams you want, which in my case was simply freedom, right, and doing what I want. Yeah, if you like your job, you don't even, you imagine doubling and tripling your income. How cool is that?
I say even better,
keeping your job, right? And then doubling your income on the side. I mean, that's pretty cool. That's what you call cool to me.
That's multiple streams of income right there too.
Yeah. Do I have other incomes outside of trading? Of course. I am a entrepreneur. Before I'm a trader, I'm an entrepreneur, you know? So trading is just one vehicle that makes money. Yes, sir. So, coming on 8-figure trader though soon, but hey, I'll take what I can get now. I'll take what I can get. Yeah. Yeah, even last month too, even with losing, having a big, having just like a bigger loss, one or two bigger losses, like losing like 20,000 in that one day. I mean, still worked it, right? Just trusting the plan, trusting the playbook. And you know, like what used to be my month and a goal, or my monthly goal, turned into my daily goal, right? So, but this took years. You know, this stuff doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in, you know, just once you get funded or something like that. It takes many years of doing this to be able to get results like this. So, you know, 6-7 years in now for me, I expected to get results like that. You know, I expected it. I certainly wasn't expecting to be involved in trading for 6 years and not make any money. I was looking to become rich. You know, I really was. I tell you guys all the time, I got into trading for 5 reasons. Money, 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 money. And anyone want to take a guess on the last one? Money. You're right.
Sorry.
Yeah, you know, and that money was going to help me achieve my goals, leave my job, allow my wife to not have a job and to stay at home and raise our kids. You know, and again, at the time it was $5,000, but now we see months that are like 50 grand and 60 grand and 80 grand, and you know, you just can't write that. You just got to follow the process and, you know, let it play out. Yes, sir. See, yeah, my wife's here, you know, she could attest. She can give the testimonies. Now, I probably would never just rely on trading alone, especially like, you know, with a family and, you know, bigger plans. I mean, trading is also a business that requires you, you know, for the most part. So, you know, if I don't come here and take a trade, then I won't make the money, right? So trading's a good cash flow option. But then, you know, once you start becoming successful as a trader, naturally you're just going to want to invest your money or start different businesses, or, you know, maybe do something called a passion project, which, you know, could also be a business as well, that, you know, it's a win-win situation. Like, you give people something and they give you, you know, pay you in return. So yeah, I mean, there's so many different things you can do. And with the internet now, gang, I mean, I was sitting there last night just watching a round of golf. Guy's YouTube channel, it was just a peaceful round of golf. So like, whatever you do, you can actually just go online with it, right? So let's say you like painting, right? Start an Instagram channel, start a YouTube channel painting, right? And just do it and do it and do it, and then see if you catch any traction. So try and find things that you enjoy doing and, you know, make money from that, right? That's like, back in the day, you couldn't really do that, but now we have the internet. And there's a niche for everyone, right? So, you know, it doesn't matter what you're into. there's a group online that's into it as well. So, you know, use that, take advantage of that, and, you know, try and do it around something you like so you can actually enjoy your life and your work. There was 2 things I wanted to do with my life.
And
Be free with my family and impact lives all over the world. And that's what I'm doing, right? So I tied my passion to my income. And that's what I would recommend a lot of you guys do.
trading could be the perfect vehicle too to create that other stream of income, right? Because it can produce capital for you to invest.
Yeah, that, and you have time to think, right? So imagine if you had this money coming in trading and you get free. Now you actually have, I mean, it's 10:30 in the morning here, right? I'll be done by 11, and then I could brainstorm new business ideas all day long, or I can work on new business ideas, right? So there's so many different things you can do. So many things you can do. Magic of Thinking Big, yay! One of my favorite books. One of my favorite, if not my favorite. All right, well, we got nothing. Just stillness at the moment. Not much happening here.
New support would be nice.
Yeah, new support would be clean. I like the range above. Nada. Dinero. Playing golf every day? Yeah, I go to the golf course every day. The old guy goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "I don't know, I'm just bored." He goes, "You want a job?" I said, "Ugh, hell no." Don't ever say that around me, dude.
Yeah, it's funny.
He asked me if I wanted a job because I was bored. I said, "No, I'll stick to playing golf." That's crazy. That's crazy talk. Job or golf? Let me think about that.
Don't even ask me.
Wow, what a tough
Is that even
decision.
a question? He said, "You want a job?" I said, "No, I want to play golf. Hurry up, ring me up, get me my cart, and get me out of here, dude." I'm off the hole one, brother. I'm off the hole one, dude. Gotta miss me with that. Won't funded accounts use my strategy? I'm not too sure what that means. Is it the wrong way round to use trading to fund other businesses, or should you use other businesses to fund trading? Whatever you run into first. You know, some things are out of your control. For me, I actually made money trading first, and then I started investing and diving into different things. But some people, I've coached people in the elite program who, I mean, they have already established themselves. They've created great businesses, and you know, they do well for themselves, and then they're taking that money to invest into trading. So I think there's two different traders. You know, there's the story of the guy who comes in and kind of makes his money in trading and then starts to widen his success with other businesses, or there's the guy that comes in as a business owner already, right, and then kind of starts to invest his money and compound his money with trading. So there's no right or wrong. No right or wrong. What am I looking for in terms of a trade? So being that this could be the 4-hour bottom wick, if the next candle can close back above the range, this is what I like. You know, I like a nice buy position above here, so we can kind of move with that 4-hour candle. There's clean range to the left, and for the sells, I think if we can close in the range, get a nice little bullish candle here, and then close below it next, I think that'll be the great opportunity, because what you'll have here is some structure. You'll have a 4-hour candle that kind of came down, created the wick, tried to go back up with that bullish candle, but failed to, right? And ultimately created a resistance. And then here you have that nice clean break below. And then I think the next candle is the one that I want to participate in when it comes to sells. So buys there and sells. And all of them, you notice how I tied the idea to the 4-hour candle, right? All these ideas are always tied to the 4-hour candle, because especially if we're going against it, we want to make sure we're in a good probabilistic move, right? Something that can actually work without us worrying about a fake out there.
Yeah, bro. Below that support looks money.
Yeah, 15-minute time frame. Yeah, that'll be enough. Yeah, I'm on the 30 here, but yeah, 15 look good. The thing is, I don't want to take it here, although it may work here, right? I don't want to take it on this closure below. right? So I'm hoping that we can maybe close above and then get that bullish candle, just so we got a brand new resistance here, and like this, and then the closure.
Money.
The question is, am I willing to stay here for that long?
Yeah, that's the question.
It depends on the questions coming from the chat, to be honest. The questions have been good, though, today. Good questions, gang. Good questions. Don't let these days go by. You know, it's like I said in the beginning of the stream, it's very easy to take this stuff for granted, you know, to show up here every day. It's you know, you get a chance to do this every day. So anything that we get a lot of, we tend to, you know, not use to our advantage as we should. So, you know, try not to do that. Try not to, you know, just waste these streams. I mean, who knows how long they'll last, right? So, you know, get them while you can, and, you know, make sure you're getting your questions answered and all that good stuff. Golf is calling? Yo. I can't. I played like 3 days in a row. All right, good. We closed above. So if we can get a bullish candle now, then maybe we can go for a 4th day in a row. I don't know. We'll see. Do I have full risk on combines? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when it's a good trade. I actually haven't done a combine or any of that stuff in a while. Do I trade in Asia? Yeah, I do. Oh, was there a trade in Asia? Asia. Yeah, we actually we wanted to take these buys, but price push with no top wick right here. So we wanted the buys on this candle here, but we made no lower wick and just moved up. And then it came down, and then we were looking for these buys. So we pretty much called these buys, but we got off the stream. We just said, hey, you know, if the 4-hour wick gets in play and you stay closing above these levels, then you can look for buys coming up to fill that wick. And yeah, it worked out well. I didn't get a chance to take it. I was a little like busy, distracted after the stream, so I didn't get a chance to take it. But I seen a bunch of the other guys did. Wait, I can golf. Oh my God, you guys heard it here. Anna says you can golf. Holy!
Oh wow.
Hey Gareth, I'll have to meet you tomorrow, I think. all right. Maybe after Gareth. Maybe first I gotta handle some business with Gareth here today. It's too important. But maybe after that. How many guys want a wife that says that? Yeah, just go golf. Hey, honey, you know, I was thinking about getting a Porsche GT3 RS. They're like $400,000. What do you think? Yeah, why not? You should get it. You deserve it. You can do that. That's not a problem for you. How you like that, man? We're meeting on business. I should take you to the golf course with me, Garrett. Have a little write-off.
Eating on business, man.
If trading became my only income, would I have to find a job, or would I want to? No way. I mean, I could live off 70,000. I mean, off of the past 3 months alone, I mean, you know, 80,000 in June, almost 40,000 in May, 50,000 in April. You know what I mean? So I can easily. I mean, don't feel bad for me, you know. I'll only be making 50,000 a month, but you know, I think I'll be all right. I think I'll be okay. It would be tough, though. It would be tough. Telling you, when you get successful, all of a sudden your appetite grows. Your appetite grows for success. And you know, a lot of times I associate money too with like how long, like the price of things really just comes down to how long it took you to make the money. So that's why like money's not real. Like there is no expensive. Right? There's nothing expensive. There's nothing cheap. There is what it is. Basically, if you trade $100 for 1 hour, then now you live life at that level, right? So you ever see people go and you ever with someone, they go into Louis V or they go into Gucci or something, and they buy this shirt for like $450, and you're like, dude, are you nuts? Like it took me all week to make that, and the thing is, you're associating that money with how long it took you to get it, right? And so is the other person, because when the other person goes, what do you mean? You know, I made $6,000 on a trade today. It's only $450. You know, I could buy this. So you see how, like, there is no expensive, there is no cheap. It's only what, you know, is time is associated with what it takes to make that money. So, you know, if you can learn skill sets like trading, right? This is a skill set where you can make a good amount of money in a short period of time. You know, obviously after you learn the skill, right, and get good at it, that's when things can turn up for you. So there's almost no expensive, no cheap, no any of that. It's just how much time did it take you to make the money, right? And that's what you're going to associate the value to it. So it's pretty cool though when you think about it. Money has no value outside of the value that it takes, or the time that it takes you to get it. Isn't that crazy? It's nuts.
And you would say too, like with the multiple streams of income we're creating, right? Like trading, you could say is active ordinary income, right? So
Yeah,
wouldn't
active,
you would want to create more streams that are passive income, right? Not active income, because who's trying to have more active income streams of income? Like that's just more work, more time you have to put in, right? Like so, like the income streams you do build should be passive, not active in trading. What would you say about that?
Because
then that's just another active stream of income, right? That requires your time. Like if you're adding multiple, not just trading, I'm saying another active income stream.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad thing, like especially if you like it. Like I have another added income stream with like the Clubhouse, but I genuinely enjoy doing that. So someone asked me too, hey, you ever thought about automating your system? It's like, not really, because I love actually coming up here and like applying it and working it and, you know, actually trading it. So yeah, I mean, I think if you could do something that you enjoy doing, right, as a secondary active income stream, then I don't see why not. Or if you just enjoy making more money, you know, sometimes you can't just dump all your money into the S&P 500 or something, right, or Bitcoin or whatever. You know, there might be opportunities to do business, right, and a lot of times those businesses are going to be active income. So I mean, I wouldn't shy away from it unless you don't want to spend more time working at all. So it's like, again, no right or wrong there.
Yeah, for real. Because I feel like if you're gonna have multiple streams of income, less of them should be active and most of them should be passive, right? If we're talking about multiple streams of income, because if they're all active, then you're just working all day, right? You don't even have time to enjoy your fruits of labor from even one active stream.
Yeah, exactly. So as much passive as you can get, you know, you want to. But again, passive income tends to grow a little slower. Yeah, a little bit more time.
Exactly. Yep.
How would you handle the psychological pressure of trading being your only source of income? It was tough. It was not easy. For about a year, trading was like my only source of income. And, you know, you have to, but again, you know, that worked for me because I was forced to follow my rules. I didn't have a choice to break them. I had nothing to lean back on, nothing to fall back to. So I handled it probably a little bit differently than most people, right? As I said, okay, you know, I have to stay on top of my game. I have to follow my rules at all costs. If I don't do that, then this is going to be bad, you know? So that actually forced me to stay disciplined where my back was against the wall and I didn't really have that much money, but I was developing the skill. And I said, I got to use this skill to the best of my ability, right? And at that point, when you're running out of money, that psychological pressure builds up. But the one thing that kept me safe was the playbook. And that's why I'm so committed to the playbook to this day, because it changed my life. You know, Raja and Don, those guys changed my life, you know, by just being live and teaching this in front of other people. So I don't deviate from it. You know, I don't go against it because it's what pays me. So I just put the pressure on the playbook like I tell you guys to do. It wasn't easy. The good part about, you know, one of my assets before ever getting into trading is I had already been striving for success for a long time, you know, so I had already read couple hundred books and listened to audios and been around successful people. I had even spoken on stages all across the United States in different events and stuff. So like I already knew like the mentality was what was going to get me there, and not to fold under pressure and whatnot. But still, you know, it was still a lot of pressure, and I had to, you know, really lean on those things that I had learned earlier in life to get me out of the hole that I was in. So it is a lot of pressure. It definitely is. Pressure makes diamonds.
And I think most people are going to think it's super risky, right? Because most traders fail, like 95% plus. But like if you can become the 5% of traders who don't fail and who accelerate, like I don't think trading is as risky for that individual, right? And on top of it, like a job has risk as well. You know, trading has risk, but so does a job. You can get fired at any time. I mean, for any reason, right? It's just invisible. It's just invisible risk. You can see the risk in trading because we put money on the line when the trades show up. But jobs have risk too, and they're invisible. You know, and at the end of the day, worst comes to worst, you lose your job, you can get another one, right? You whatever don't perform as good as trading, you can get another job, right? So I feel like, you know, if you can be good at it, like it could definitely work for you. You know, and I wouldn't listen to the naysayers.
Yeah, man, it's fun.
Actively work. Yeah, exactly. You gotta actively work them. Sometimes you gotta actively work them for them to actually become passive too. You know, so you can start off active, like being active, but then eventually you can delegate, right? So then you can hire people, and you can, you know, and what does that do? Now that gives people jobs, helps other families. Like, you know, money makes the world go round, right? So, yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
I think it's key to be an investor, man. Have that money work for you in whatever asset it is.
Yep. All right, we got some time here, 4 minutes on the closure, but everything's actually moving pretty smooth, right? We got to see this bullish candle here and then the following close below. So let's see if we can get that. Any thoughts on what happens when you feel like you're behind? Every time you blow an account, it just takes... yeah, you know, again, you're going to feel like that a lot in this game. You know, a lot of your friends are going to get these good jobs. They're going to move forward. They're going to get degrees and whatnot. And when you're chasing excellence, you know, it takes a little bit longer in most cases, and it feels like you're losing. Yeah. It feels like you're losing. So, you know, you got to realize, number one, you're probably not that far behind, right? Oftentimes we are our most, you know, biggest critics or whatever. But it's exactly what's happened. The pressure cooker. You're in the crock pot. You know? You're in the crock pot. So it's always worth it when it's done. You just got to give it time. Give it time. And a lot of times we're just rushing. It's not even because we're rushing our trading process. We just got bills and debt and things to do and cars to put gas in, and you know, it can get dangerous because then you start forcing your trading results, and then we know that, you know, you don't really get good results when they're forced. So yeah, just what I would say is something that helped me is I stopped trying to make that next account change my entire life. Right? I would only buy 100K accounts because whatever account I passed, I needed that one because that would be the only one that would change my life. So just know that the next account, the next trade, the next, you know, whatever isn't going to be like, you know, an account that you're going to take into the future with you. So just, you know, have fun playing the game right, focus on performance over profits, and I think you'll be all right. You know, most people just focus on profits over performance. But if you can spin it, you know, you can probably see some good success. Plus, a lot of times the market's also showing you a part of yourself. So it's like a mirror, all right? So you might still need to work on your discipline. You might still need to work on your patience. You might need to work on your emotions, you know, things like that. So try and listen to what the market is trying to teach you about yourself. And maybe those are little things that, you know, in order for you to get to that level, you have to align with that level. So maybe those are a couple things that you need to get better at, you know, and fix and tweak and use it as a lesson, you know, versus, oh man, I'm behind. You know, just use it as an opportunity, right? Hey, I'm learning lessons here now that, you know, I can eventually capitalize on, you know, this month and maybe see results next year. I don't know, you know, so you gotta just take the lesson out of it all. A lot of times, gang, the market is teaching us things about ourselves. A lot of times, you know, you ever rush a trade? I'm sure you'd be rushing around in traffic too. You know, and rushing your kids out the door, you know, and it's playing, always running, you know, so it's like little things that show up in the market, your impatience, right? Your emotional explosion, right? Like chances are you probably, you know, like get mad at your kids here and there. And look, I get mad at my kids sometimes too, right? But chances are you're yelling, you know, and just not being able to control yourself outside of trading too. Versus, you know, and then the same thing's going to happen inside of trading, right? It's just, again, a mirror. So yeah, you got to try and work on that. And that's a big reason why we talk about you and your mind and how to use it properly and how to perceive things. Because again, I know so many people, they know all about the technicals, right? But they can't get over their habits that keep them unsuccessful. So it's about becoming the best version of you first, right? Adapting the right habits that lead to success instead of failure. And then your knowledge on the system will be able to, you know, be multiplied, because number one, you believe in yourself, you know the system now, and you know you became worthy of the individual of success. All right, cool. Step 2 in place. So one more candle, one more closure. That'll bring us into 11 a.m. too, a new hourly candle, and then we'll see if we can go from there. We might have an hourly resistance here too.
Either a support or a break below. Pretty simple.
Yeah, we'll see. I think I'm probably good on the buys. I'll probably look for sells, and if
sells
the
look
price
good.
wants to move up, I'll let it go today. Yeah, I think I'm only really looking for the sells.
You could most like, if we do move up though, we could always catch the sells from up there at 56 too. So
yeah, yep. Yeah, I think basically this candle is my last shot here today. Especially now that I got the green light to go play golf. Sheesh.
Hey.
Look at this. We're in there.
Oh, bro, bring it in.
How great
come
would
on.
that be? And then go play some golf, man. Oh,
Bro, that would honestly be
trade of
the
the month
true.
right
best
there.
day here.
Sounds like a good day.
sounds like a great day.
Absolutely.
Trying to break 80 here again today. What would I target for sells? I'd probably target somewhere back in this range here, like 40, 4100, 4102, somewhere in that area. But hey, if that daily wants to come down, which I don't know, I mean that's pretty optimistic, but hey, if that daily wants to come down now, right, and come back into this range here, that'll be a pretty big move. I'm gonna go out there. I got my whole golf uniform on, and it's gonna be like, nah, I was just saying that for the stream. Turn around, take it all off. All right,
Yeah,
all
bro,
right.
it's tough.
Oh,
Tough,
that's
bro.
funny.
Oh, break 90, my bad. Yeah, I want to shoot in the 80s today, if I get out there. The other day, I got all dressed up, went to the golf course, started playing, it started downpouring. I came back with that, you know, my head down, my golf outfit. What am I gonna do now for the next 2 hours? I get very lazy when I have 2 or 3 winning streaks in taking trades. How do you change it?
Lazy.
I mean, you don't really have to do much, you know. I mean, I'm pretty lazy.
Can't get tired
too.
of winning.
Yeah. I mean, I never get tired of winning, so I
mean-
usually just I mean, look, gang, this will solve all your issues. Show up every day, look for the next best trade according to your playbook system, and rinse and repeat all day, every day, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. Don't worry about lazy. Don't worry about your feelings, your emotions. When you come in here, you lock in as the business owner who has to operate a system. You look for the best trade according to that system. You take your win or loss and you move on. That's it. And now you move on. You don't have any more damage going on, right? If you won a trade, you walk away. If you lose a trade, you walk away. And then you just come back for the next session. You do that all over again. And then you look for the next best trade according to the system in that session. Oh, that system, we got no trade. Okay, no trade day. All right, now we do it again, right? Oh, this one we took a loss. Okay, we took a loss. Do it again. We took a win. Do it again. We took a win, right? And just let probabilities play out in your favor, and just, you know, try and not do too much, man. You're nobody here. Just like I'm nobody, right? I am just the playbook, right? It doesn't matter about me. Doesn't matter about my goals. Doesn't matter about anything. All that really matters here is the playbook, right? And if the playbook shows up, we execute. If it doesn't, If we don't, right, and we just kind of live with the outcome, we know that over time the outcome leads to income, and that's what we're here to do, create an income. Has John come out of retirement in golf yet? Nah, yeah, I think they're waiting for. I hope you guys ain't waiting for me to be in New York. By then, it's gonna be too late. It's gonna be over by then.
I've just been busy, so I mean, yeah.
I've just been busy, man. Took like a 3.5 hour walk the other day.
3.5 hours.
Yeah, real busy.
Walking in the beach.
Yo.
Bro, I'm in solitude.
Man.
When I'm in solitude, I'm just executing my plan, you know, going over my plan, executing my plan, all that stuff. So I guess I got busy.
Using the visualization, bro. That's where it's at right there.
I've been
Who
real
else
busy.
loves just
That's what
a
I'm
good
busy
like
doing.
3 or
Rafi.
4 hour walk?
People think that he just walked, but my guy is having trading sessions in his mind.
He's
I
living the
literally-
future, baby.
I've already like lived my life, like honestly.
Let's go.
Yep. It's like literally all planned out, basically. Like that's great too. Like it's all like structured out in a way that it's easy to follow for me.
Yeah.
So, back on the golf subject. Don't worry, Nick. I'll be ready.
All right, cool. It's gonna be 70s, I hear. Rich said by.
I'm an athlete,
in
bro.
2
I can
weeks.
just bounce back in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
Rich. Nice, bro. That's perfect golf weather.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful. Yeah, Arrow Sassy, you got it, bro. That's it. You know, process over performance. If you focus on money, now when you take a loss, you don't think, hey, I just probability went against me. You go, no, the market took my money, and you take it all personal, you know. And now it's like personal revenge has to come in, and we know that the market is smarter than you, G. Right? You try to fight back all you want, but chances are you're gonna get your money taken from you. So yeah, it's really about just performance, you know, and just probabilities. That way you don't have to take your losses personal anymore. It's like, hey, playbook lost that trade. And that's we always talk about this. We used to talk about it back in the day a lot. It's like you'll never see us jump up and down when we win. But at the same time, you'll never see us whine and cry like little babies when we lose. Why? Because we know it has nothing to do with us. We're just the executors of the system. So if we win, okay, great. The system got that win. You know, don't get too cocky. Don't get too confident, right? Stay composed. You didn't really do much outside of spotting the setup and taking the trade. Just do your job. You know, you just did your job. So nothing too crazy to celebrate, right? But at the same time, on the flip side of that, if you lose a trade, all you got to do is say, hey, you know what? I followed my plan to the T. Probabilities went against me, and I can move on to the next trade without any sort of anger or, you know, FOMO or revenge type of trading, right, going on, because the pressure is off of me. It's on the system, right? The system lost that trade, but over time, I know that the system, right, over 100 trades, it's gonna win 70 plus. Right? So I know I'm going to have those 30 losses in there. So why am I upset when one of them shows up? Makes no sense, right? You bout that trade in life, but you can't take a loss? You got 29 more coming, dude, over the next 100 trades. Right? So you got to be prepared for that stuff. I mean, I lose trades. You know, I lose a lot of trades. Like if you look at my my trade set over the course of the last year and a half, I've lost 231 trades here. Look at that. Right? So that means 231 times I had high hopes and my stop loss got hit. Right? It's all good. It's okay. Right? 73% win rate here. You know, you'll be okay as long as you keep plugging away on the system. You know, you'll have 70% winners, you know, 30% losers. Part of the game. Part of the game. And you guys have been with me for a lot of those losses. So by the way, these losses aren't just losses, right? These are losses that are taken in front of 2,000 people, right? So it's and again, you know, it's not like I'm just taking a loss here either. So, you know, I also deal with losses, and my losses tend to happen publicly too. So, you know, you just lose on, you know, privately in your mom's basement. You know, that should be fine, right? You shouldn't be too emotional about that. So, you know, you gotta try and keep your emotions down, composure up, and just simply trade your system. That's it. Doesn't matter if it's my system, your system. Doesn't matter, right? Just trade whatever system you find profitability in and stick to that. How do I get good at asking questions? I always struggle with it, even when I was in school. Yeah, you know what's funny? Like, I used to struggle with asking questions too. And you know what I hated? is that every time I had a question and I didn't speak up, someone else asked that same question, and the teacher was like, "Oh my God, great question, great question." Like, yeah, great question. Yeah, I had that question too, you know.
No,
So it's really not a dumb question at all. I mean, it's actually it's a high level question because the quality of your questions often, right, determine the answers that you're gonna get. So, you know, most people don't get better because they actually either don't ask questions or they ask the wrong questions. So, you know, you want to ask straightforward questions, man. Like, you know, I mean, I don't know what it is that you're looking for, but you want to just ask, bro. Just be very direct, very blunt, ask straightforward questions and get answers. The best question in the world is why? Why? Hey, Nick, I know, but why? Hey, teacher, I know, but why? Hey, pastor, I know, but why? Right? No one ever asked that. So that's one of the best questions you can ask. So if you don't know what to ask, right, and you're wondering things, just ask why. You know, why is that way, or why is it this way? But yeah, it's good. It's a good skill
That's
to have,
why,
asking good questions, man.
I said also, like, good questions will come as you spend more time in solitude. You know, good questions will naturally come in solitude, and then when they do come, you should jot them down so that you don't forget them, right? And I think that will help you a lot. That works for me.
And most people, they're too
John.
vague with their questions. They're too vague with their visions. They're just too vague on everything, right? So they don't ask more direct, specific questions. So instead of asking like, hey, why am I profitable? You know, you got to ask yourself, hey, what rules did I break here? Right? What rules did I break? Or, you know, instead of saying, you know, why did I lose that trade and get all emotional? No, it's like, yo, what was I feeling before I entered this trade? Like, my kid just crapped all over the place. I had to change a diaper and I was running late and my boss was calling me, right? And then you realize, okay, you know what? I kind of went into that trade a bit emotional. So, you know, it's just kind of direct, a little bit more like Rafi asks good questions. You should ask him that.
Yeah, bro, like that's the thing that we, in a way, kind of went over on the Elite Performance Edge. You know, it's just a state, because you will be triggered into a state. And if you get into a reactive state, it's basically what you just said right there, being emotional, you know, and I've noticed that for my own, you know, it's like I think it was yesterday. Yeah, there was a setup right after the stream and we were getting ready and to do things, and I was already on the trade. And I knew that, this is not going to be good. So I closed everything, because I know that when I'm in a position that there's a lot going on, we're moving, whatever, you get into an emotional state and then you do stupid things, you know, like your decisions are not clear, it's not good, you break your plan. And that's the kind of stuff that, you know, you have to become aware of, because they are going to be triggers on everything that you do in life. These triggers are going to put you into a state, and that state is going to ultimately affect how you make the decisions, your performance overall. So being able to identify those states, that's what we worked on a lot of that, and it's a life changing for a lot of people, just because now you become aware. You see the thing cooking before it becomes cooked, you know.
Yep.
Here you go. Learn from one of these guys.
Yep.
Hi.
They ask really good questions.
Hi.
So you pay attention to the questions that they ask at times, you know, and you notice how they're not afraid to ask anything, right? A lot of times we don't ask the question because we feel silly, or we don't want to look stupid, or I don't want anyone to know I'm not sure about that, right? So act as a child, eh? Act as a child. And just, I love Vivek, the homeless prophet. He said, I don't know anything. The guy dropped an hour and a half of wisdom that you've never heard in your life. And the interviewer goes, how do you know all this? He goes, what do you mean? I don't know anything, right? So he remains a child. He remains a student, and he remains questioning. All right, Kingston?
Yeah.
Say what's up to everyone.
King, man.
Say yo.
Kingston.
Yo.
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 Yo. Yo, what up, man?
What's
I'm
happening?
gonna say yo to you. What's up?
He's on it. He's on it.
Yo, yo.
What you got going on today? We golfing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you wanna? Okay. All right. How to overcome analysis paralysis.
I got a good answer.
Question. What were you gonna say, John?
I got a good answer for that one.
Go ahead, brother. I know you do.
Well, first off, in terms of technicals, you just gotta use the most recent fresh structure, you know, fresh ranges, right? What's the most recent support to use? Use that one, right? And then mentally and psychology wise, I'd say start to ask yourself, what are the probabilities, right, of this playing out according to the technicals here? And I think when you use the fresh zones, the most recent zones, and you start asking yourself, what are the probabilities, right? And when you answer that question and the probabilities are higher than not that the trade could work out, I think you just got to put the trade on, right? Because at the end of the day, we can only control the trade we execute with the size we put on it. We can't control the outcome of the trade, right? So that search for certainty, right? That's what it seems like, you know, analysis paralysis is, a search for certainty. And I think you're never going to find that certainty, right? You got to switch that mindset to start thinking in probabilities. And I think that's when you start to kind of let go of the outcome, right? And let the probabilities fall as they may, because you know that in this game, you have to let the probabilities fall as they may. So I think that could help. I don't know if Nick has anything to add on to it.
I do.
Let's
And this
hear
is
it.
just, again, like with Nick, I've been talking about, I'm a question kind of guy, because I feel like that has changed everything for me, for what I do with athletes, and all my mentors have been kind of like guys like that. But, you know, analysis by paralysis, I would say, before you start getting yourself into that state of wanting to get actually certainty, ask yourself, and truly, when you ask, don't think, ask and feel. That's a huge thing, because when you think about people, when people say to you, hey, what do you think about this? You actually think about it. But when somebody says, hey, how do you feel about this? It's a completely different answer. So whenever you get into this state that you like trying to actually find the certainty, you know, try to feel like, what is it that you're fearing right now? Don't think what you fear, feel what you fear. It's completely different. I'm just gonna leave it at that, because there's a lot to explore. But just get into that. Feel what is the fear that you're feeling right now. And that will give you a lot of clarities. And then when you see, it might be an illusion, it might be an idea, because we do not fear things, we fear consequences that come with the things. Completely different, right? You're not feeling the loss, you're feeling what could possibly happen if this thing loses. So it's a whole different thing. So whenever we start changing the relationship with these fears and all these things that we deal with, now that overthinking becomes a lot less, if that makes sense.
Yep. Are you guys still talking about the over-analysis stuff?
Analysis paralysis, yep.
Yeah. Another thing too is, like, if you're just thinking too hard about the trade, it's not the trade. One thing I learned, I won't say the word, but the kid said, yo, it's either F yeah or F no. That's it. So when you have a trade approaching, it's either there or it isn't. Right? Like you're either pregnant or you're not. You know, you're not like halfway pregnant or kind of pregnant, right? You either are or you aren't. And same thing goes for your setup. It's either there or it isn't. And if you can just kind of like look at it like that, and like John said, focus on that clean range, that nice fresh range that you have, that's going to be, you know, your best bet.
Yeah, because when I think of analysis paralysis, I think of a bunch of ranges. Like I think of a bunch of white lines on a chart, you know, and that's just not pretty, right? You hear Nick talk about it all the time, like, yo, clean up that chart, you know, a clean chart is a clean mind. So I feel like you should not have a bunch of charts. You should have like 1 or 2, 3 charts or levels on your chart, and that should help as well, you know? Yeah. So choose those key levels, right, that are going to let you not be so analysis paralysis.
Yep. And then just like a technical answer, I mean, just really go and see which one has the most hits. You know what I mean? What's the most common area? Because look, you're going to have stuff everywhere. Boom. Right? Boom. I mean, it's going to be everywhere you look. There's going to be different levels. So it's like what you want to do is you want to try and find the levels that have been really tapped into the most and develop an eye to find that common denominator, so to speak, where price had touched those areas over and over and over, and that will tend to be the one that price ends up using. But you know, sometimes you're still going to be wrong, right? Like I'm pretty good at understanding my levels and ranges on a day-to-day for the most part, but even some days I'm wrong. You know, some days price is going to play a different level than I had planned, and you know, that's fine too. But The other thing too is if you could have your checkbox, like we have a checkbox here, right? And if all those checks line up, then you just got to take the trade. You know, you got to take the trade, right? If you got a playbook set up, if you got higher time frame direction, if you got volume, you got clean range, go for it. Go for it. Those are enough probabilities, right, to stack in your favor. You know, granted, you don't have a candle with no wick, or, you know, you still got to follow the setup entries too, but, you know, those entry confluences, I mean, if they're all there, then let it rip, tater chip.
Yeah.
Man, what a beautiful thing. We got 3 different ways to help you to overcome, you know, the analysis by paralysis. So that's the beautiful thing. You know, it's like there are so many ways that you can do this, and there's not wrong or right exactly way to do it, because every single one hit on the spot, you know. So hopefully that helps.
Yep.
And then just a simple review afterwards, right? After the session, hey, was this a valid setup, or, you know, was it not valid, right? And if it was valid, you know, that's it, job done. You know, your job is to build trust through repetition. It's to build profits through repetition, not just one trade. You know, so as long as you can say, hey, I did my job, my check marks were there, all my confluences are in place, then, you know, I can live with a loss like that. But if I break these rules, or if some of these rules aren't in play and I take the trade anyway, you know, I tend to think about those trades longer and try and revenge those ones back, and, you know, just get a little bit emotional about them. And I don't want to be emotional about anything in the markets, you know, wins or losses. So as long as you can, you know, check off that your rules are in play, then take the trade and rinse and repeat. All right, last couple questions, and I think we're out of here. I still like the sells below, but no buys for me until we get above, until we re-break the 4-hour high. You know what I mean? I'm not touching any buys until that high breaks. And then above that, you got all this clean range here. So I'm still kind of sitting tight. You know, we really haven't done much since NFP. We just kind of consolidated there. So there really hasn't been much opportunity. Maybe a little, you know, couple little things in a 15-minute range, but nothing worth it, right? So yeah, so I still got price surrounded, right? My sells are going to be below 25. Basically, I got the 4-hour candle surrounded, right? So you see here, my ranges, they're 4-hour high, 4-hour low. Closure below here looks good for sells. Closure back above here, right? After breaking that 4-hour high, clean range to the left, looks good for buys. So I would just keep that. I don't even think there's really a need to do another analysis or anything like that. Nothing has changed. You still have a bullish 4-hour candle and a nasty range on the 30. So take those sells below or the buys above, but I would pretty much stay out of this range. Consider this like a bit of a no trade range. And then anything below it looks good for sells, right? And anything above it in that clean range up top looks good for buys. That's how I'd approach the rest of the day here.
Even if you were to buy on that onion there's no range. I mean, there's literally like 40 pips for 80, 100 pip stops or something like that.
Yeah, no, this is like, wah, I don't want to lose.
It's trash. Literally trash.
This up here, though?
looks awful, too.
Hey, big money, yeah?
Yeah.
Right,
I like the sells more, but we'll see.
Yeah, me too. I like the sells. But if that 4-hour high breaks, I mean, there's some possibility. But yeah, anyone have any last minute questions? I think this was a great stream today. It really was. Big push on NFP, which I like to see, but we didn't really do much after NFP. 30-minute onion. I think we already talked about that. Let me just double check here. Prego or fat? Yo, that's messed up. That ain't right. All right, cool. Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, knowing too much is another thing that kind of makes it worse. And that's why I say all the time, like, one of my secret, like, I feel like my superpowers is I don't really know that much about trading. As well as I do with trading, I actually don't know that much about it. You know, I only know the way I trade, and that's it. So that actually serves me really well, where other people, they mix and match strategies and they just get all in their head, you know. So going back to over analyzing, a lot of it is you just got too much in your head. You know, you just got too many systems that you learn, so you can't forget about one and, you know, leave the other. You're combining them, and it gets tough, you know. So one of your biggest challenges is if you've gone through a ton of systems, your biggest challenge in trading moving forward will be to unlearn what you've been taught, right? And just try and stick to one specific way of doing it. It's not easy, you know, but that'll also be something that'll hurt you when it comes to over analyzing and stuff like that. And thank God for me, I really never studied too many other systems, so I don't know much about them, and I think that, you know, helps me stay profitable. You're welcome, Tyler. Yes, sir. Great session. What's a good way to practice trading after hours? Don't even trade. Live life and then come back for the next session. Yeah, you don't want to be doing too much. You really don't. If anything, the only thing I would say is maybe study the course, study some material that'll make you better in your system and your approach to the market, but just get off the markets, right? Go learn in the education section or something like that, but stay out of the live markets now.
Go and get a smoothie bowl, man.
Go get a smoothie.
Yeah, right.
What's everyone having for dinner? Probably steak. No lunch for me, but dinner, probably filet mignon. Last question. We all love you, brother. Hey, love you too, man. Love y'all too. All right, with that being said, I love you, you love me. We're a happy family, yeah, and we can get out of here.
There you go.
All right.
That's right.
Yo, y'all have a great day. Rafi, Magnus, Johnny Gems, thanks for coming by
y'all.
today.
For having us, brother.
Pouring into
Yes, sir.
these
Sir,
guys.
Appreciate you.
Yes,
Good work.
And everyone else,
Stay out
I'll
of
see
trouble,
you guys stay out of trouble. I'll see y'all back in Asian tonight, and the rest of you guys, there won't be a YouTube session tomorrow. So, and I think I said this other day, but we probably won't be on YouTube as often this month because I got a couple things to do. So it's a great month to come on in the Clubhouse, come run with the winners, and get your feet wet inside there. So I'll see y'all back Monday, unless you're in the Clubhouse. I'll see you guys tonight for Asian session. All right. Love you guys. Hope y'all have a great weekend if I don't see you. And
Have a great day, y'all.
Peace.
See you, Nick. See you, John.
Yeah,
See
later,
you,
guys.
See you, chat.
Peace.
See you, Magnus.
Adios, amigos.
Be
Y'all have a
done.
wonderful day. Blessings to you and your family. We out of here. Clubhouse, have a great day. Cells below.
Hey,
Five.
yeah, let's go. Local legend, but the whip I got is foreign. Extraordinary, yeah, I feel like Alex Warren does. Please will not be calling me if it is not important. If I don't see no dollar signs there, then I'm ignoring them. Got a couple kids nowadays that I'm supporting. Turn it down 100,000, I wasn't bored enough. Yeah, I wasn't bored enough. I'd rather stay at home, just the four of us. Knock, 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 say hello to opportunity. Show them everything that I be doing, think it's doing me. Check, 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 everything I do is to a T. And only other corner hitting hardest in the USC. Oh, Irish in my blood and all that money keep on doubling. I ain't tried to ball cause I ain't really one for fumbling. Made a couple M's, went gold, now I'm loving it. Drive through them all, can't stomach it. One time cause I had to prove it to myself. 2 times doing that for everybody else. 3 times just to put a trophy on the shelf. 4 times just because I couldn't, I ain't doing nothing else. Local legend, but the whip I got is foreign. Extraordinary, yeah, I feel like Alex Warren does. Please will not be calling me if it is not important. If I don't see no dollar signs there, then I'm ignoring them. Got a couple kids nowadays that I'm supporting. Turn it down 100,000, I wasn't bored enough. Yeah, I wasn't bored enough. I'd rather stay at home, just now wait, second thought. Maybe take a trip down to Florida. Need to change the weather, Tennessee just wasn't warm enough. Son and everybody, they been eating out the formula. Everybody talking, but at least they ain't ignoring us. Ay, reservations for 20 at Coast Show. Like that iceberg, I'm tipping a boatload. Got incredible friends, yeah, they froze on. Taking hits on the one like I'm Soto. Catalog multiples of double digits. Staring at the number like it's double vision. That's what happens when you trust the vision, but keep it humble for the juxtaposition. I changed my life overnight with a couple decisions. Stay working like there's somebody who's coming to get it. And don't get caught up in the talking in the public opinion. Yeah, I had different functions cause I'm functioning different. Ay, 1 time cause I had to prove it to myself. 2 times doing that for everybody else. 3 times just to put a trophy on the shelf. 4 times just because I couldn't, I ain't doing nothing else. Ay, local legend, but the whip I got is foreign. Extraordinary, yeah, I feel like Alex Warren does. Please will not be calling me if it is not important. If I don't see no dollar signs there, then I'm ignoring them. Got a couple kids nowadays that I'm supporting. Turn it down 100,000, I wasn't bored enough. Yeah, I wasn't bored enough. I'd rather stay at home with the 4 of us.
sure you know what you're doing?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Come on. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Whoa, last time I checked, I'm still hot. Real hot. Kept it dope without a pill pop. Bill Cos, steady climbing to the hilltop. Tip top, did it all off of a TikTok. Yeah, last time I checked, I still that guy that did it on my own. Stay independent. For you to get what I'm getting, it would probably take a village. Just give me a minute, turn a snippet to a hit, and now they all want a percentage, but I'm only paying visits. Big dog, hit 'em with thick thumbs and a quick draw. Pit boss, if they ain't playing, they getting kicked off. Jigsaw, I got 'em puzzled, got 'em a bit lost. It's a feeding frenzy, I put the beat in a pig trough. Got it on lock, got the password. Type of thing you couldn't manufacture. 10,000 hours, got it mastered. Can't you see the patterns? Last time I checked, I'm still hot. Real hot, kept it dope without a pill pop. Bill Cos, steady climbing to the hilltop. Tip top, did it all off of a TikTok. Yeah, last time I checked, I was still hot. Real hot, kept it dope without a pill pop. Bill Cos, steady climbing to the hilltop. Tip top, did it all off of a TikTok. Yeah, last time I checked, I'm still the man in my town, they had to crown me. What I used to make in a day, I make it hourly. Told Grant, send me a beat and make it bouncy. When they hear the tag, they know it's about to be big scene, catching us on the big screen. 16, bar slicker is pristine. Let's stream, everything that we spit clean. Big jeans, pockets are looking mint green. Pen game bulletproof. Look at all the levels that we took it to. Sticking out like a crooked tooth. Staring at the mirror like, look at you. Damn, I'm still hot. Real hot, kept it dope without a pill pop. Bill Cos, steady climbing to the hilltop. Tip top, did it all off of a TikTok. Yeah, last time I checked, I